Did you do the music? And action.
5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. No, just kidding. Master Numb Podcast, episode 243. And we got some guests in the house. I don't know if you guys could tell. We definitely got some people up in here. And first, let's say what's up to Berto. Berto, what's good? What's good?
Yo,
Berto.
they say this guy is like the fucking millennial fucking thing. Like, if you're born in like the 90s or late 80s, like this is something you do.
If you're a chick or an anime character.
No, I didn't do the duck face. I didn't do duck face. That's for the ladies. This is reformed.
Honestly, but there's certain girls that do just duck faces in all their pictures, and you know their teeth is fucked up.
Are they still doing them? They still doing duck face?
The ones with fucked up teeth, yeah.
Oh, hang on. So the fucked up teeth is
the thing, bro.
Get out of here. That's why they're duck facing.
Notice you'll never see them smile until they're in a relationship with some guy that she's cheating on with, most likely, and she's posting pictures like, and then you're like, oh.
Oh, okay. When she no longer has to hide her teeth because she's comfortable.
Right, she's comfortable, bro.
I got you. So she's comfortable.
She found the love of her life.
Teeth are more important than ever nowadays when it comes to like dating and shit like that.
Yeah,
I feel like teeth for like people are like, now you could get new ones, which I'm a supporter of. I would love to one day. If this shit pops, get ready, baby. And I'm going up in size. 100%. Yeah, 100%. I would get veneers. What? Wipe me out.
Veneers.
What? And your teeth look great.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Thank
Did
you
you go up a size or is that?
Nah, that looks
my
natural.
teeth were
That's
very big to begin with.
Oh, they downgraded you. So
I think.
That's like slapping God in the face.
No, well, no, not really. Dude. They didn't downgrade my dick. I mean,
Yeah.
dick size. That's a fucked up gift God gave you. Like, yeah, no, my teeth. I had kind of like rabbit teeth. They were bigger in the front. Mm-hmm. Now they're just all fake.
A buck-tooth faggot.
Yeah, would you?
Damn, Noah.
Damn, way to break into the podcast.
That was aggressive,
he's like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, he's like, this is my time.
Justin hasn't even finished his intro yet.
Intro's great though, but they've introduced themselves pretty much personality-wise. We got the derelicts in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
Derelict, say what's up to the people, man.
Hello, guys.
Fuck all of you.
I want to tell you guys right now a disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Why are we disclaiming? Look at this guy, always with his phone ringing. It's this guy.
One here.
He's the worst. You would get kicked out of Joe Rogan immediately. You're gonna fuck us over one day.
You're right.
He would like kick you.
I'm not even gonna use my disclaimer. I'd let Joe Rogan like kick me 100%.
Me too, bro.
Yeah, I'm not saying I would eat it. I'm not saying I would stand after it. I'm just saying that if that was a regulation that for us to get in, he could spinning back kick me.
Would you let him spit in your mouth?
Oh, man, this is like that.
Bro, it would get us on. If it got us on, bro, you better take 115.
Just like if you want to hang out tonight, I gotta spit in your mouth.
This is like one of those like things where it's like, would you rather take it in the ass or blow them? It's like, man, once you know what that tastes like, you have it in your head forever. You know what I'm saying? But if you get stuck in the butt, it's also like, that's weird too.
I feel like butt sex is way more tragic, dude.
Than blowjob?
Yeah.
You'd rather blow them?
I don't want to do any of this, bro. You're not gonna do this to me, Bernard. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, motherfucker.
Yeah, don't fall for it.
Fuck
Once you get a taste of that fucking hoodless elephant, you know what it tastes like, and then throughout your life you're gonna taste things, right? And one day you're gonna taste something that's cock-esque, and it's gonna bring you back to that moment. True. That's why I think that they're closer than people believe.
What does it taste like?
Yeah, in the most heterosexual way possible. What food do you think would give that kind of nostalgic, bring you back to that?
I don't even think it needs
horse
to be
meat,
phallic shaped. I think it's more of a texture thing. If
kangaroo.
I had to guess.
Kangaroo.
Right? You ate kangaroo before?
No, I never have, but it's a thing.
People eat it for sure.
I know a guy who could only feed his dog kangaroo. Because the vet has his dumbass convinced that this animal can only, it's allergic to everything.
What?
Except kangaroo meat. I was like, what do you have? A fucking dingo? I'm like, I don't understand what you could possibly have. What animal do you have? It's like ridiculous.
Does he live out here?
He lives out here, bro. He has this shit like vet orders it in special. I'm like, these vets are playing people. Bro.
Honestly, I feel like kangaroos are just deers that went to jail.
So then they had to flex up like Nate Diaz. And
You know what I'm saying? They look like deers, except they'll fight you like a black guy. Like they square up with you, bro. I feel like geese are the same way. Geese don't even know what animal they are. They will hiss at you like a snake, and then they want to fight you like they're a hood dude, bro.
Yeah,
like,
but fuck geese. What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, dude, fuck geese. Honestly, I want to make a channel of just me fighting geese every time I see one on site.
You know how I feel about it? I'm trying to deport them back to Canada.
Yeah.
We don't want these
Hell
geese.
yeah, dude, yeah.
That's what I
Fuck
said.
that.
I said,
Go
we
back
don't
to
want
country.
these geese. I
Go
said,
back.
these guys want to threaten to cut the power off. They want to do all this silly shit up there. I'm like, come down here and get these geese because
with
we
the
don't want
geese.
them.
The second Canada started talking shit, I said, this is the first thing that could go.
Yeah.
Take it. First of all, no one's eating poutine down here.
Yeah.
That's not
What's
even
that?
something. Exactly. That's their
Poutine?
staple. No, it's not poontang.
No, poutine, you said?
Poutine?
Poutine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nasty ass fries with gravy all over it. And it's just disgusting. And that's like they're known for that shit up there. I'm like, ew.
Everybody else in the world, their staple dish is replicated within another country. You could go to New York and get Italian food, Chinese food. You get all these different kinds of food. Where have you ever seen poutine? Never. 'Cause
Never
nobody
even
wants
heard
it.
of it,
Take
bro.
it back to Canada and take your geese too.
Yeah, take them fucking geese.
What
That
good
make me
things
late to
that Are
work.
Canadian that are out here? Like what? You're right. Like what is?
What's Canadian that's out here?
Yeah, it's like-
The goose down coats that motherfuckers be wearing. The shit inside the people's Montclairs. That's all goose, I guess, that, originated somehow, some way in Canada. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything that they have that that they put us onto that we're using. Hockey.
Fucking A, I say a lot. Fucking A, that's Canadian.
Yeah, but
Their
that's a
banter's
different way.
very good.
Yeah,
They
I saw
are
some
funny.
chick getting live on somebody on the internet saying, "A." I couldn't take it serious.
I love it,
She was
bro.
like, "I'm gonna spray you, A. You want to get
Yeah,
sprayed,
well,
A?
you can't take that
Yeah,
serious
you
at
want to
all.
get sprayed, A?" And she's threatening to pull his pepper spray out. I'm like, man, that makes this completely unscary. Like, I might, if that was some
Yes.
crazy ass chick from Brooklyn screaming at me that she was about to mace me, I'd be like, oh shit. This chick is like, A?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro.
She was gonna mace you, you said? Or
No, it was a video I saw
okay.
online.
You ever get maced?
No, thank God.
I've gotten maced before, bro.
You have before?
Yeah, I got maced in a crossfire, but my boy got maced because I was standing next to him. He got maced by a guy, by the way. Guy was starting shit and
Whoa.
then maced us in the middle of the club. And bro,
Indoor macing?
huh?
An indoor macing?
Indoor during it was when what was that club? Emporium.
Oh my God, I remember
Happened in
Emporium, bro.
It was some emo kid just being a dick, and like we probably said like, "Yo, dude, chill out," because he was pushing into us, and he was like, "Ah," and sprayed my boy Mel, dude, and yeah, and it was bad.
Dude,
It
no,
was
that
bad.
shit is torturous, dude.
Yeah.
That's bad
Cleared
news.
the whole club out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit hits the air. I one time thought I was gonna make some hot sauce and I tried to like saute some peppers, but I guess I put too much oil in there. Dude, I had to open all the doors and shit in the house, turn that shit off. It turned my house into like, it probably wasn't as strong as pepper spray, but that shit was, I had to leave.
Same concept, though.
Dude,
Yeah.
you can make insane shit out of peppers. I saw this Indian dude on his cooking show. It was this guy going like doing all this curry stuff. I think it was Man vs. Food or something. He goes to this place and there's this Indian dude making curry. This guy had a gas mask on. He had a respirator on. He's like, it's so hot, the curry that he makes. He's like, it'll burn my lungs. It'll give me like pepper burn and shit like that. Spice burn in my lungs, in my throat. He's like, I can't breathe it. And I was like, who would eat that shit? Who would eat that shit? But that's what pepper spray is like made out of, dude.
That's
is that
why they
kind of
smell
shit.
like that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's the seasons they use. It's true. Yeah. I mean,
Coming out of the
very
pores,
sexual.
right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
because
it's like cold cuts. Same thing happens if you eat a lot of cold cuts.
Oh, is that a white person joke, dude?
What? I didn't say.
Is that what you're trying to say?
You know
That's
what they say?
crazy.
All white people smell like bologna.
Or white dogs. That's because everyone sleeps with their fucking dogs.
Do you find yourself eating a lot of cold cuts?
Not anymore. My Jamaican boy turned me off on him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, it's just processed meat that's cold. And I'm like, oh, shit, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Isn't like cold cuts. You know, if you're pregnant,
Dude,
you
it's a
can't,
level 3 carcinogen, dude.
Yeah.
That shit literally causes cancer. It's
I
got,
smoke Newports.
yeah, dude, they're the same. Same category, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. one's
Cold
way
cuts
more
to cigarettes.
enjoyable than the other.
Quick question.
Please.
You ripped a filter off your Newport? Because I have this here. When
That's
I think of
fucking
derelict
wild.
activities, I have derelict activities written down because I want to go over them with you.
Or like stereotypical derelict activities.
yeah,
Things that a person would think like, what would a derelict do?
I love that.
You know what I'm
My
saying?
grandpa did, but I didn't. He used to rip the filters off the Camels or smoke Camel no filters.
Okay.
I still have a pack of that. It's like this
Yeah.
big, the pack. There's no filter on it. Yeah, it's rough, bro.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I'm
No
not gonna lie.
filter is
I broke
something
a
else.
cigarette and been desperate. I'm like, I'm going to smoke this. And it's just like, wow.
I knew people who intentionally ripped it off.
That's crazy.
I
bro.
remember, like, I used to work with the guy, and
That's
every
next
time
level.
before he would go out for lunch, or when he was like going out to smoke a cigarette, you would see him, and he would like smack it off. He had like a technique. He held it was Newports too. He would hold it at the bottom and flick it, and it would always shear off like perfect. And he would smoke that
Would you rip
cigarette.
it in half and then put it back in?
That's another thing I have written down here as a possibly a derelict
yeah, dude, I
activity:
learned that in
clipping
rehab.
cigarettes.
All
Is
right,
that-
so
That
let's
is
see what
like-
we got.
That's like, like that's.
Is clipping cigarettes like a derelict activity?
yeah.
Clip one? It's yeah, sure. I'm doing it.
Do you clip your cigarettes?
No, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Not all the time. When I'm learning low though, I'll be like, I'm gonna want a cigarette later. And 'cause I don't smoke a whole cigarette. They need to make like they have hundreds and then the regs. They need to have like 0.25 cigarettes because that's all I need. I need like a little couple pulls.
Like a little shooter type deal?
yeah, exactly.
Damn,
Yeah,
a
but-
0.25, like a dog walker or something like that. You know, like those little pre-rolls they sell? They
Yeah,
call it
it's
a
a
dog
pack.
walker
It's a
because
pack.
like you could finish it during like walking your dog real quick and
Oh,
then
what a great
go back
name.
in. It's an incredible name.
I think they
never
are
heard of
smaller cigarettes, just Newport, not Newports.
Right, and they're skinny. They're very skinny.
What, like
That's
Virginia
it is.
Slims or something?
That was
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mom's
yeah.
little cigarette.
Yeah, them
Hell
things
yeah.
are like lollipop sticks. You could just smoke that thing.
Yeah,
Gives me like Cruella DeVille vibes.
that's classic.
I want to honestly, what I want to bring back is that stick that you put the cigarette in, and you're smoking like with that plastic tip to it.
Yeah, I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking
that's
about.
real Cruella DeVille shit. That like cigarette holder, that
Yeah.
long shit.
Yeah.
Make me want to put a fur coat on and catch them
Right,
fucking
right.
Dalmatians.
Eating your dogs
Yeah,
and
dude.
shit,
You know what I'm saying?
You know how many of those went down when the Titanic went down, dude? Hundreds of them.
yeah, dude.
That's a fact.
And
That's a
fucking
fact.
monocles.
yeah, monocles and top hats all over that the ocean
Monocles
floor.
are awesome, bro. They need to bring that back.
We got to get into you guys first for a little bit before we
Yeah,
start.
we got a little
before we
carried
start
away.
dicking off. Let's get into what we came here to talk about.
Should we say what's up to the chat real quick? We got almost 300 people in here.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Thumbs up the video if you're in here. Shoot, hit us with
Yeah, man.
thumbs up.
Shout out to Christopher. Shout out to Ray, of course. Shout out to, is that Makai?
Yeah, that's the way I pronounce it.
Yeah, shout out to SG. Shout out to
That's Saif.
Jennifer.
What up,
Yeah.
Saif? All right.
Is that Saif?
SG Saif?
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, go ahead. Let's get into
love
the
y'all.
the
Thank you.
guest of the hour, man.
Yeah,
You know what
we're
I'm
here to
saying?
talk about you guys. Here to talk about your guys' podcast where you guys can find on. Is it just on YouTube or you guys? Where else are you guys on?
Just YouTube and Instagram.
Just YouTube, and it's we got you guys like added in the title. So if you guys want to see it, just go to the title, and we're gonna put it in the description and everything when I finish the episode. But all right. So first things first. How did the podcast come to fruition? What was like the seed planted? Are you guys podcast listeners? Are you consumers?
Yeah. So I listen to podcasts. I started with Opie and Anthony. You guys know Opie and Anthony Radio?
Love Opie and Anthony, bro.
I
Yo,
came
rest in
across
peace to
them-
Patrice O'Neal, man.
Fucking hey, bro. I came across them like late in the game. So I would listen to them all the time. And then I started listening to podcasts, a lot of comedy podcasts. And then it got to the point where I was like, my boys are funnier. Like the conversations me and my boys have are way more entertaining and funnier than this. So that's where the thought came out. But listen, an idea is just an idea until you make it happen.
Facts.
You know, so that's really, so I finally just jumped into it. Took me a long time to even get close to figuring out how to like to record an episode. Yeah, and then we did the first one. We did a few, but we posted the first one, which was today, 3 years ago. Today's our anniversary. It's April 1st.
Which we're honored. That's fire
I'm honored
to
too.
have you on
Yeah.
here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been a joke since the beginning.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, we just started like, doing little things. I was doing it with Ron and my cousin Lauren. And then we didn't really have a direction or a plan. I was honestly being a cunt in the beginning. I expected everyone to have the same passion on the vision as I did. So I was a real asshole, bro. And I'm sorry to Lewis and Ron. I was just a dick at first. But, then Noah came along because Noah commented on the post. I've been cool with Noah forever, but he was like, I want to come through and rap on the podcast. But I wanted him to come on and talk about the story of him getting shot because I thought it was very interesting, ironic. And then Noah came on a second time and just exceeded my level of not giving a fuck and transparency. And that's where I was like, yo, we got something here. And then little by little, more and more characters started coming on the show.
And I feel like that's what sucked us in. Pause. At first, we were like, dude, I know what this guy's capable of. and you're gonna put a microphone in front of him. He's gonna do and say all the things that you and I sometimes find ourselves saying, like, oh man, maybe we wish kind of we could say some crazy things, but we hold ourselves back. I was like, this guy's not gonna hold anything back. And just like he exceeded your expectations, you exceeded our expectations too.
Yeah. Yo, she was great. I knew it. I was like, yo, this right here. I was like, just jumping out the window like that, bro. I have so much like admiration for that, and I have so much respect for it, man. That's what, dude, the genuine shit, that you guys say, the genuine stuff, the genuine conversations, and just the lack of fear, that shit is missing, man.
Well, you know what it also is too? I've always hated social media because everyone puts on a front, makes their life look 10 times better. And the only reason you're doing that is to impress others. I always found that corny. So I kind of wanted to do the opposite and show the car crash part of my life and whatnot and represent those people that, and kind of show that you don't need to do that. But whatever. So that's where that came about. Do I regret some of the things I said? No. Do my parents are my parents and family members disappointed? Yes. But it's not the first time they've been like that. So yeah. But I enjoy doing this. I love it. I really do.
So what do you think? Noah? Do you like, what brought you into it? Did you appreciate what was going on? It sounds like you had a music.
Yo, so I don't rap, so I was just talking shit.
Oh,
like,
shit.
I was just like, yo, I'm gonna pull up and freestyle. I don't fucking freestyle. You know what I mean? So I was just talking
the
shit.
whole story made sense. I'm like, the tats. I'm like, he been shot. I was like, he wanted to rap on the show. I'm like, okay. I was like, maybe we'll get some bars.
I swear to God, I was gonna ask him to freestyle. I was like, what's the rap? Definitely get some bars out of him.
Yeah, I was like, we'll get some bars. But yeah, go ahead, man.
Nah, so like, I've known Dylan forever. When I saw like the Derelicts podcast, I was like, yo, I'm like the king of derelict. Like, I'm a quiet guy, but when I'm out and about, so
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, I love this. And like I said, he had me come on and I told him about me getting shot or whatever. And he just kept having me come back. And then eventually it was just like me and him almost.
Dope.
You know what I mean? And
Okay.
It's just been like that ever since.
Okay, dope. So I guess this is kind of your brainchild at the end of the day. Is that what it is? And then like other people kind of moved out, and then you were able to bring somebody else in.
I planted the seed. Don't get me wrong. Like I do a lot of, I wear a lot of hats. I'm a master's, I'm a man of a lot of traits, but masters of none. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But Noah, I honestly, I give Noah a lot of credit because it's nice to have someone to pick someone's brain that is creative. Yeah. And Noah pushed me. I almost quit the podcast not too long ago. I got to say that. I almost quit not too long ago, and this motherfucker is the only reason I didn't that day. So, yeah.
Definitely don't quit. One of the things you said earlier is exactly what, a lot of people don't understand. You saying that you expected your co-hosts or other people you're doing with it to have the same level of like the yearn to want to do this, to want to be successful in this. And it's like, it's never like that. But when you first started, you want it to be like that. Like, you want everybody around you, just like you want all your friends to support you. And the truth is like, your friends will probably watch significantly less episodes than people that you've never met before.
And you told me that. I told Noah in the last episode that you guys have been great supporters from the beginning, but the advice you guys give me sticks with me. And the thing you told me was your biggest supporters are going to be people that don't know you.
Facts.
And yeah,
it's weird how it's like that, man. Like, I mean, there's guys, like some of my friends in my life, bro, I'll take like a bullet for, and they don't really watch.
and that hurts.
And it doesn't really hurt.
Nah,
It
don't let it
doesn't
hurt you.
hurt. It
Not
doesn't
anymore.
hurt
Not
because
anymore, but-
because I think like that's, first of all, I'm used to it because I've been doing music almost my whole life. I've been making music. Like, I used to release like albums, and now I'm doing now I'm like I'm a producer now, so I'm putting beats out and shit. Nobody cares. It's weird. Nobody really cares until they care. So I know that like we just keep on mining this diamond mine. We just keep on chipping at the wall. I know that eventually this is going to go, and then we're not crazy anymore. We're not ridiculous anymore. It's like having a room dedicated to this and having this whole set and having, reaching out, and, it sounds crazy to people that don't get it until it happens. And I'm like, okay.
And I was guilty of that. I had people that I'm cool with that made music and did this, and I wasn't a supporter of it. And now that I became a creator, you start creating things, having a vision, you start to respect what they were doing. You start seeing it, yeah. So
Yeah.
I get it.
For sure.
What do? You rap?
I used to rap like back in the day, but I do. I'm a producer now, so I make beats and stuff. Yeah.
Because you made the beat
Yeah.
for the for your intro, right? You said.
Yeah, I made the intro beat. I made the, like the waiting room beat. I also made an outro, and I recorded the process of doing it when I was in the studio. So I'm gonna be releasing that soon. So we'll have a new outro beat, and then the kind of the video process of me making
Very
it.
cool, man.
Yeah. So
Everything that we have that we play through here is always something that he created.
Cool.
You know?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What about you? So you guys, like, where did this come out with you guys? You guys are 4 years now. You said.
almost about 3.5.
We're just so full of shit that we were sitting together one time. Dude, you have to be so arrogant to think that you're going to sit with somebody else and have a conversation and other people are going to love it. It's a bizarre thought to have.
That's a fact. That's a
But
fact.
we were just sitting together and we're just like, dude, you're fucking funny. No, you're fucking funny. People would love to hear this. And that's essentially it. And we were like, we originally wanted to do a podcast where we talked about like current events in MMA. Like we wanted to do like, you know how Joe Rogan has like the fight companion, not really like the fight companion, but like a post-show fight companion. Absolutely. Where we would talk about the fights, the week, the next, fights are on Saturday. We go live the next week. We talk about the fights. But nobody wanted to listen to that. We were like, which is like not what you should do. So don't listen to us. You should just stick to what you're doing and just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually people would come. Yeah. But we would find that when we would talk about current events, we would get significantly more engagement. And the second we started to talk about fighting, everything started to go down. But
Like we would literally lose viewers. Like people would like sign out. But I also think part of it is like, as much as fans we are and like the training that we do and stuff, we never been pro fighters and shit. So I just think that we just may not have the expertise to be out here talking when the competition level is so high of people talking about that content. So it just started to evolve kind of from there.
And it's a specific audience also, because you can have people that just like the shit you talk about, think you guys are funny, or just enjoy listening to you guys on the way home from work. But then you start talking about UFC or MMA in a sport that this person doesn't know, they're just going to shut it down. If you start talking about football right now, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to walk out the room. I don't know nothing about football.
Yeah, that's what ended up happening. So it became more of like a, just us vibing, and we stopped trying so hard. You know what I'm saying? We stopped trying to be, trying to find it and trying to figure it out. Like, yeah, we look at analytics and stuff like that, but we were just like, I think this is one of the funniest people I ever met. This dude, to me, is funnier than people that are online. Like,
Thanks, dude.
Huh?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you too. All you guys, really. No, I'm serious. Like it was like we were talking about.
You very humorous, Dylan.
It was like, like you were saying about like you think your friends' conversations are funnier. Like, I laugh my ass off when we're just doing our thing and we're not trying to be funny, trying to be something else. Yeah, so it's like that to me is my favorite thing. So I'm like, let's just keep doing what we like to do and what we enjoy doing, and we want to talk. And if people watch, they watch. If they don't watch, they don't watch. That's it. And
I look at it like how I look at it is, if the worst case scenario, it is a flop, but then I have memories on tape.
Dude, for real, man. I mean, some of these
100%.
memories I might not want anybody to see, but
No, it's for you.
You can't lose. It's like you said, like we literally have hundreds of hours on the internet of us just talking back and
You guys
forth.
do have a lot.
And you know what? Sometimes I say something and I feel that way, and 6 months later I don't fucking feel that way no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm
feelings change.
things gonna change. So like you might have heard me say something, 9 months ago, and guess what? I don't feel that way anymore.
That's good though.
Yeah, 100%.
That means you're open minded.
yeah, definitely.
Very open.
But it's,
Pause.
I think, and plus that's the evolution of a person, right? I think we live in an age now where everybody wants to be perfect all the time. Everybody wants to be perfect on Instagram. They want to be perfect on everything on their stories and stuff like that. And that shit is so unrelatable. Like, tell me there's people on Instagram that you don't connect at all with, whose page is popping off. You're like, this guy has so many followers, but like he looks so whack to me. This dude looks so corny to me. I don't care how many cars he got. Like, I would never want to hang out with this dude. Like, anybody I know would want to smack this guy. Why would I follow this guy? This shit is corny. But then when you see people and you see some vulnerability, you see some people are human. And when you see that shit, when you see somebody talk some shit and then be like, it was crazy. Like, I'll even come on and be like, man, what I said the other day was like crazy. Like, even if I say something that is inaccurate, I'll go back if I realize it's inaccurate, and I'll be like, yo, what I said was crazy. That shit was so wrong.
Kanye West don't do that shit.
Yeah, he don't do it, but
he stands what he says. That man pulled up in a KKK hoodie.
Yeah, and if I do feel the same way, I'll double down again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think crying kids on a plane is crazy.
Yeah, trans are just chicks with extra, parts. That's all they are, dude.
Yeah.
Like IKEA furniture.
Oh, I'm glad.
What was that?
I'm glad you brought this up. So you're a supporter.
Supporter?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, that's a good angle to take. I wanted to, you mentioned Kanye. So did you guys see the interview? And Kanye, not only did he pull up in an all black KKK, like entire get up, hood and everything, that shit was leather. I don't know if you guys picked up on that.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
It was leather?
It was leather. He said it was leather. He was like, yeah, I got this shit, got my leather on. And I was like, oh shit, that shit's I know it's hot than a motherfucker in that
I thought it was
was
mad
just
funny how he
thinking-
was talking shit about Jim Jones.
I loved it.
Oh yeah, when he was talking about Jim Jones, and that sounds like, listen, I don't know Jim Jones, but of the stories I heard, that sounds like something that's right up his alley.
Yeah,
started
he
asking-
definitely, that was 100%.
Yeah,
true.
he said. So he was talking about making music with Jim Jones and how Jim Jones put him on with somebody to have a meeting for a crypto coin or something. It was a crypto coin,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And he said out of that meeting, they broke off Jim Jones $2 million. When he was doing the clothing thing with Jim Jones, he asked Jim Jones to send him a PDF of all like the design, like local designers from New York, so he can see. He goes, for people that don't know, a PDF is it's like a directory of files where you could put like hundreds of images and you could just share them from, like, I guess from Apple user to Apple user. And he said that Jim Jones said, "Man, I don't know how to do that."
He called him a faggot over it, though.
Yeah, because
He called
Jim Jones. But the thing is,
He
is
said
like-
that in the interview, Academics.
He said, you faggot ass.
Yeah, he said it.
Called him broke, too.
Yeah, and but his whole entire thing was like, "Yo, you just made $2 million off of me. You can't get somebody to do that for you."
Facts. Like,
He was like, "Yo, one of your young dudes don't know how to do that. You could have figured it
You
out."
could Google it.
Anybody who found out that he was going to send their clothing designs to Kanye would have figured that out for him.
Facts.
ASAP.
How mad are you if you knew that you send him clothes, you send him designs, and he could have put it in Kanye's hand, but he didn't? That's kind of
Maybe
crazy
there's
too.
a reason for it behind the scenes, though.
Well, a lot of people, this is his whole entire movement, right? Is that, and this is why he has problems with all the people he was mentioning, specifically, damn, who were the two dudes that he met, he was talking about? That one of the guys who he was on the plane with the tweet that he tweeted something about him. What's the dude with the dreads?
Dude with the dreads. What
Light skinned dude with dreads. Damn.
what area? Whoa, Ty Dolla $ign?
Bingo. He said that he got problems with Ty Dolla $ign because of something that he tweeted that, essentially saying that he didn't align with Kanye. But he was like, all these people are being pressured into saying all this. Because none of these
Ty
people
said
really
that.
got a problem with him. Yeah, and Ty had discussed it with him prior to that and said, like, yo, these people are pressuring me. I got to make a statement. Because I guess they were doing music together, and Kanye's probably did some crazy anti-Semitic
Honestly,
shit.
never trust a black dude with green eyes. I'll tell you right now, bro.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, yes, dude. Yes, any black dude with green eyes is the devil, bro. I'm telling
Okay.
you. Yeah, never. Like you never trust a man with two first names.
That's a fact.
It's the same thing, bro. Anyone will tell you that.
I could get behind something like that, maybe, possibly.
Bro, I pretty much have two first names.
Well, that's why I keep you at arm's distance. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta keep you. Gotta keep.
He didn't
you
tell you, but he told me to make sure that he sits to your right. I don't know why.
That's why you didn't get a microphone to burn at the rolling day.
Yeah,
They were like, "Fuck this guy, he's sketchy."
Yeah. Yo, matter of fact, I wanted to ask about that experience, like going there. What was that like? Because
Justin
I'm
was so mad.
what about what?
Hey, you didn't have a fucking mic for Noah. Like,
Yeah, I was like, yo, I don't know. That was crazy to me, but it's not my show. You know what I mean?
Yo, so when we got, when we got there, I didn't really know what to expect, and they had like a lot of like they had something like this set up, and they had like a bunch of notes on the wall, and they were talking about like the Super Bowl, this, that, like that's not really my thing. You know what I mean? Like, of course I watch the Super Bowl. I'm not really big into politics, shit like that. So like the conversations they were having really weren't my conversations anyway.
Yeah.
But it was still a good time. You know what I mean? But like this right here, like this is.
can you
this
tell
is my
behind
thing.
the scenes of when we were going there though? Because we never got to tell that story.
All right.
Yeah, because this is the stuff I'm curious about. Like, first of all, I want to thank you guys for kind of putting me on to that podcast. I didn't even know about it, and it's a
Yeah.
Long Island podcast, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
forum.
Burn up the rolling. You motherfuckers need to have Masters of None on the
That's a-
pod.
that's
That's
a
for
fact.
damn
That'd be
sure.
a great episode.
That's for damn sure. All right. So
Yeah, shouts out to them and shouts out to you guys, like you
Yeah.
said, for putting us on. Because honestly, when it comes to anything Long Island, we want to we think it's like super important to not be like the boroughs where you feel like there's like you're like in this rat race. It's like I feel like there's enough room on the internet for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right,
And I think the more we like work together and stuff, I always take that kind of that tip from like Atlanta, how everybody in Atlanta just supports everybody in Atlanta. It's like, yo, if everybody supported everybody on Long Island, like how Joe Rogan does for comedians, like if everybody just supported everybody on Long Island, bro, we will all win.
It's a very good point.
Everybody would win.
Yeah.
You know, like if you think about it, come on, like a rapper comes out of Harlem, who starts co-signing him? Every rapper from Harlem.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody comes out of Brooklyn, everybody starts supporting him from Brooklyn. If there's a podcast in Staten Island, everybody from Staten Island supports it. Like, let's kind of do that here. You know what I'm saying?
Rock with that, bro.
Facts. But go ahead. I want to hear the story.
I'll just set the scene up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, did you guys see me beefing with someone named Coco?
It's on my list of things to ask. It's on my list of things to ask.
So he threatened my life, you know, and I take that very serious.
Yeah.
I never post a location of where I'm going, ever. It's dumb, you know, but I said I was recording on Burn After Rolling, so he knows where that studio is. I take precautions, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of told Noah on the way to the pod, I'm like, yo, if things go sour and I say, yo, I left the oven on, I'll have to just like, you know, get out of there. She's going to get real. Take my car and, you know, get out of there. And Noah has been shot before, and I didn't realize like PTSD hits people differently, you know? So he's like starting to get fidgety in his seat. I'm like, you all right? He's like, dude, you think it's going to go down? I'm like, no. You know, and I was nervous also for the fact that this is my first live stream, never been on another podcast before. And then we get to the place. He's like, I'm going to throw up. I'm like, you going to throw up? And he just gets out of the car and starts puking. And while he's puking, I'm sorry to make funny, but as he's puking, he's like, don't tell them. And I have it all on video.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yo,
you
while
gotta
I'm
be
getting
careful
out-
with this guy. You
gotta be fucking careful.
Yo, but
with
I
this
knew
guy.
it was coming. I knew it was coming. It was like I had to take that.
Dude, I don't
quick.
blame you.
I
This
felt
is
great
something that's
afterwards,
like,
though. I'm
you
this
felt
is-
great
I
after
did-
that?
I'm like, Noah, this is going to be a great podcast. Like, once he started throwing up, I'm like, this is it. This is going to be awesome, dude.
That's interesting that your mind works that way.
And I'm tight because I'm like, yo, this guy knows me very well, and I'm thinking like, damn, I left my gun. Like, great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm about to go in there and get shot. Like, that's
Yeah.
great. Again. So I
They
was like,
say
cool.
you didn't tell me this until we're on the way. What's the deal with the Coco Show?
Yeah, first of all, who is this Coco
The
person?
Coco Show, I guess they're another Long Island-based podcast, and they went.
Sorry.
Are they not? They're not from Long Island,
Continue. Yeah, he's from Long Island, yeah.
but they went viral a couple months ago because I think one of the
Vado.
co-hosts or one of the are they both co-hosts?
So no, what happened was he has a lot of beef. He thrives off starting beef online. You know, he started from having like two bitches on Snapchat Live talking shit to each other that wanted to fight. That's where he started his platform. So that being said, he was beefing with this guy Vado, who is a vlogger, I guess you can say, from Quorum.
Okay, he was the one that went to No Jumper.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Vado, shout out Vado. He went on this podcast. I forget what it was called. If I remember, I'll say it with Coco. And the rules were no violence, but you can't say certain things. And Coco broke the rules. And then that haymaker, that Hadouken punch you saw was fucking, Vado hit Coco. And, you know, one went one way, the other went the other. I was trying to tell Coco, bro, you should own it. Like, make it into a comedy thing now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, let's, like, own it. There's nothing you can do about it, you know? And he didn't like that. And then one thing led to another, we're beefing. So,
You were on his bumper too.
well, he started shit with me, bro. But like, there's nothing you can say to me that I haven't said already. Like, I don't care, but he takes his life very serious. So it was just, yeah.
But that's squash now.
Right, because you don't throw stones if you live in a glass shelter. That's what I'm saying. That's not the thing. Oh shit! Did I say? No, it's done. It's done.
Yeah, that's the guy. Am I thinking
Can't
about
pay
the
rent,
right
you can't
guy?
Pay for bullets.
Right.
Am I thinking about the right guy?
It
The
was
guy that was like stood up and was like, I've been talking shit for
Oh
like
my
nobody.
soul!
Yes.
Yeah.
Been for 4 years, yo. Ain't nobody lay a hand on me.
And then gets
Yeah.
knocked out.
Yeah, dude, did the other dude threw that punch from down here too?
Yeah,
dude.
He from the floor up.
Dude, he
Yeah,
put
bro.
that shit up from his
basement.
ankle.
Bro, that was like Cody Garbrandt. Remember who he knocked out
Yes.
right there? You know what I'm talking about? When he was
I know
crushed down
exactly
by
what
the
you're talking
cage, and then he threw that right hand. I think it was who the hell did he knock out? I forget, but yeah. All right. Well,
Vado after that
How
got
you go?
into a fight with another podcaster, and he pulled up in a Santa suit.
They were fighting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Dude, they were getting shaken.
Yeah.
Those dudes.
Little dude did pretty good
They
too.
were they could both scrap.
Bro, but the guy pulls up in a Santa suit to fight me. I'm like, oh, I'm done, bro. I ain't winning this fight. The guy, he pulled up in a Santa onesie, bro. It's
And
like,
then he's
this ain't-
fucking fighting pretty well too.
Yeah,
at that. It's like,
and then like they were legitimately fighting.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. I
Yeah,
mean,
when I seen it, I was like, oh, this is pretty gangster.
yeah. Now we're not that kind of podcast. We like to just have friends.
Listen,
I
You know what I'm
don't,
saying?
yeah, I don't promote it. I just encourage it.
Yeah, I'll watch the video online. You know, just don't drag me into it.
But yeah, no, that's funny, man.
Done with
So
those days.
yes, you guys got the podcast, switch hosts a little bit. So now it's you two, right? This is the show.
We have a bunch of derelicts behind the scenes. Eventually, I'm going to have it where we have, honestly, derelicts in South Carolina, Florida, and New York. How that came about is another story. Yeah, but eventually, I in like June, we want to get all the derelicts, fly them in, and have an episode with everybody.
That'd be sick.
Get out of here, dude. That would be a fire live stream. Just everybody that like. So is this like your group, like kind of your fan base, or these are people that you know and people that are involved in kind of your movement?
A fan base that turned into like a family.
Oh, that's fire. So you guys are building community and shit, you know?
Yeah,
Yo, because what really happens is that, like, yo, it even happened today, bro. Like, before we came here, we met up for a little while, and we were up in like a shopping center, and some guy was coming out of Dunkin' Donuts, and they recognized me, and they were like, "Oh shit, that's the guy you do the podcast with, whatever, you know what I mean?" And they don't know each other from a hole in the wall, and it was just like me and him, we have a lot in common, so it was just like he didn't start this with me at all, but it just makes sense almost for me and him. We're very much alike, bro. Like some of the people he started off the derelicts with, like, are not derelicts. Like, in a sense, yes, but like actually no. You know what I mean?
I got you. You
And-
you can't fake the funk. Like there's, you know what I'm saying? If you really don't give a shit about shit and you really are going to talk your mind and stuff like that, you can't really fake
But
that.
there's certain people that are derelicts deep down or have derelict-like behavior that have to put on a front for work. I mean, think about the
Right,
personality
right,
change
right,
you gotta
yeah.
put on when you go to work.
For real.
I know a doctor
For real.
that is a doctor in the hospital, but then afterwards is doing blow and hitting up prostitutes. So it's like,
Nice.
you know, yeah. So
Derelict.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to be really about that life. You got to be ready to take a gas station dick pill and not really have too many concerns to qualify. You can't just be talking about it.
So here's my, so there's,
Right, 100% though.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like if
No.
you're afraid of your girlfriend and shit like that, your boss finding out, just like, I don't know, I can't really call you a derelict. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
100%.
tough. It's
Real
tough,
shit.
bro.
I seen you guys talking about rubbing tugs, and I personally believe in, you know, we should be
getting more.
legalized tuggies.
Yeah.
And it should be something that's, you know,
Tuggies? That's
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I
and
back the tuggy.
and I think that we should be bringing lights to things like this because people should know this exists.
Yeah.
All of them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So that's interesting to me. So there's you know, there's kind of like, you know, you kind of gotta, you could be kind of a part-time derelict, so to speak, right? You could do that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I know.
definitely. Like, yo, it's just because I'm a quiet dude, but I also fucking like I live my life a certain way, and I know that if you're not a derelict, you're not a derelict. It's all right, you know what I mean? But like I know I'm a true derelict. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Yeah.
You gotta own it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
it's like it's a little. There's I don't know.
Does it have to be a 24-hour thing, or can you tone it down? Because sometimes people got to feed their kids. I got to go to work. I got to work for the man, and I can't be an animal when I get
bro,
there.
listen, I think
Bro,
there's a
I
derelict
feed
in
my
most
kids.
people.
I'm a good ass father. I take care of my shit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
have 2 kids of my own, but I take care of 5 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do that shit well.
Shouts
I
to you.
do it all day long. So
know it's
you
a damn good father, man. I'll tell
But you
that.
might be somebody who's capable of, like, you know, living that 24-hour derelict lifestyle, right? Is the bar set that high for everybody in the crew?
It's usually if you're unemployed, you're living a 24-hour derelict lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's a spectrum. There's a derelict spectrum.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
know,
You could
yeah.
be like, you could be over here. It's like, you know, it's kind of like the difference, I guess, between like kind of no eye contact and like flapping and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like a
100%.
difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, like if you're nonverbal derelict,
Yeah.
you're amongst the champions.
You're
Yeah.
still there. You're still invited
Yeah.
to the party.
Yeah.
You guys have derelict-like behavior. You guys have careers, though. That's it.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, that's why I want to know. I want to see where I fall. You know, I want to make sure I can still get into the party. You know?
Well, from the conversation we had before it was live, I'd say you guys have derelict.
All right, so
100%.
that's it. Next fucking topic.
So-
Talk to
He
us
doesn't
about
want to
who
lose his job being a dentist, so he can't fucking say much.
Talk to us about Luigi Mangione. Is he a derelict?
Nah, he did what he had to do.
Honestly, bro, I'm not gonna talk about that.
All right. Next topic.
It's like, you know what, dude? It's just that murder's wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
shut up. He did what he had to do. Come on.
No, this is an
Yo,
interesting
fuck that
one,
guy.
right?
He did what he had to do, bro. Come on.
I got my own
Murder's
thoughts
wrong
on this
at
thing.
all times.
You know, I got my own thoughts. I think they framing that guy.
Yeah.
Think so? You think so?
Justin
Swear to
doesn't
God.
even think he killed him.
No, I don't believe that
I
shit
don't
for a
think-
second.
I don't know about that, but I'm gonna say after watching the Gilgo killer documentary last night, yo, I wasn't gonna want to talk about this, but James Burke. Do you know about James Burke and Thomas Spota, the district attorney?
I
at
was
the
gonna say
time?
sound like politicians. I think I know the
Was it-
Spota name.
Like that's a Long Island guy, right?
Yeah. So
Yep.
basically, it's too much to explain now, but that kind of goes with that.
Was it the guy that had the text messages in his phone?
All right, so one was district attorney, the other one was head of police, like police commissioner or whatever. And this was going along. They were in office at the time. The Gilgo Beach killer was dropping bodies off everywhere, you know. And when Shannon Gilbert was banging on everyone's doors, you know about Shannon Gilbert at all? Wow, you guys are fucking
Shannon Gilbert. No, is that like?
I stay away from dead hooker stories. It's not because I
Yeah,
got
yo, you're
anything-
losing me, bro.
Yeah, I
Where
like
we
the
going
live
with
ones.
this?
I know that's why I'm starting talking about it. You know what? How about this? Watch Gone Girl documentary on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
They recorded at my grandma's diner. Shout out.
Oh
shout out.
shit! Fire.
Oh, shout out to them.
Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
grandma.
So going back to the show, you said that you're gonna have you're gonna probably assemble something. You assemble the derelicts and have a bunch of people on. But do you anticipate like having like reoccurring guests like of this people who used to be on? Like you mentioned your boy Ron. Like is he somebody that we could he could be making a reappearance?
Ron sold his soul for a white girl, so I don't think I'll see him very soon.
Huh.
Yeah. But everyone else, yeah.
Okay.
Ron will be on there.
Who's the one you shot with the paintball gun?
Dan, he got killed off the show.
Is that how you finish people off? Is that how they know they're not welcome back?
Now I do.
You just bring them on the show and do a hit. You're like,
much.
yo, you're like, hit this, yo. You want something to drink?
If you
Bang,
walk
you're
in
like,
and
smell the flowers, Lenny.
If you walk in and see plastic on the floor, just know you're not recording anymore.
Right.
Yo,
Anywhere.
that's
Done.
crazy, bro. That's a great idea. You know who should do that? Adam 22.
Dude, he really did this shit. It's not a joke. There's a video of it. He's shooting this guy with
I
paintballs.
stalked on the side of the house for like a good hour waiting for him to come out, bro. I was an assassin. I was Luigi Mangione. Like, yeah, dude. Like, yeah. He was, I love Dan. I got nothing but love for him. But yeah, we fought on one of the podcasts that we never put out, and I broke his arm. Well, it sounded like bubble wrap when I pulled it, but it didn't break it all the way. Thank
Bro, that
God.
shit
How'd
was-
you break
that
it?
shit was nuts.
Would you armbar him or
Armbar
something?
him.
You
Armbar?
armbarred him for real?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Bro,
And
the first 10 seconds of them getting into it, it was fucking insane.
it was
Damn,
about-
so it's live on an episode? Or you
No,
guys
it's
cut it?
recorded, and then the security footage has half.
We
of
had
it.
to like step outside for this because
Yeah.
we were trying to record just like episode of us just like kind of talking shit. But Dylan was kind of like, yo, bro, like, all right, like there's some things you can say, there's some things you can't. This guy just kept going, and then like it ended up outside.
So Dan might be a little off, and he doesn't realize when he takes things too far. My mom doesn't like him, and at that time we were recording at my mom's house.
Okay.
Okay, so now he's saying things about my mom like while she's right upstairs, like loud. So I let the first couple ones go, and then finally I'm like, I'm throwing the gloves on. Let's go. So I give him a pair of gloves, and I go up to my brother's room, and I'm like, yo, I need your gloves. He's like, they're not here. I'm like, what do you mean they're not here? They're at grandma's house. And I got so mad at him. Like, what is grandma fucking boxing now? Is grandma, why are they at grandma's house? Like, so mad at him. So now I go downstairs looking like a bitch, like, we don't have gloves. I guess we can't do this. I didn't want to bare knuckle because then it gets personal, And then he was just like, let's just fucking do bare knuckles. And I'm like, all right, now it's on, And I look at Noah, and Noah is not a man at peace as much as he looks like he is. Because I go over to him like, I guess we're doing this, and Noah's like, yeah. Like he didn't try to break it up at all, dude.
Oh, you were ready for all of that.
He was wondering where the popcorn
Yeah,
was at.
I was smoking a cigarette, loving it.
But do you think it was fair between this guy's fight experience and his?
No, I knew Dylan was gonna cook him. But yo, he deserved. Yo, bro, that's like if I came in here and you're like, yo, bro, please don't do this, and I
Yeah.
just keep doing it, then you punch me on my mouth, I deserve it.
And it's two times worse. 'Cause
You know what I
it's
mean?
two times worse because he's talking about your mother, and I know your mother's a sweet person. So how dare you?
And we're
And
grown
you're
men,
in her
bro. Like,
fucking
yeah, like, come on,
crib,
like,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're crazy. So wait, I want to know how you transitioned to the armbar. I need to know everything. And if he tapped, I want to know if you would have let it go.
No, he didn't tap. That's the only thing I'll give Dan.
You would've let it
respect
go?
for.
Did he know how to tap? Because sometimes people don't know the
I
concept of a
told
tap
him
and their
to
shit
tap.
gets
He had too much
twisted.
pride to tap. He had too much pride to tap.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He's a G for not tapping. Because when it made the bubble wrap sound, that's where I was like, oh, like you screamed. Ah!
Well, that's what happens when you armbar somebody and you hit in. Like, you
that was
break
the
the
first
arm.
time I ever broke someone's arm, so I never knew. So yeah.
Yeah, usually people tap before you break it.
I told him to tap. But he's shout out to Dan. And then so fast forward months later, a lot of little things in between that was going on. I didn't rock with, and I was just like, you know what? I just bought this gun. I want to use it, and yeah.
Yeah, you're a menace.
So he got killed up the show.
Did you break his arm before or after the paintball gun thing?
Before, so the paintball gun was the second, last straw kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna sound like controversial, but kind of on Ron's side on this one. Like you already broke my arm.
Not the same problem.
Oh, different problem. All right,
And
never
you
mind.
challenged me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I came down here saying, no, I don't have the other gloves.
Well, there's a lot of people in this world. We've talked about this on the podcast before. There's a lot of different people in this world that think that they are capable of fighting way better than they are, and it's men most of the time that are.
That's that guy.
That's
that
there's
guy.
a
It's just
lot
that
of guys.
We talk about this all the time about how weird it is where men just have this weird thing where in their mind they know how to fight.
Yeah, like they walk into a room and they play out this scenario where they Aikido everybody, and it's like, yo, this is not a real, bro.
Right.
But they don't feel that way about other things, right? Like if you ask them to do like gymnastics things, they would be like, "Oh, I don't know why would I know how to do gymnastics? I've never done gymnastics in my life." Well, you've never fought anybody.
Yeah, no, it's Steven Seagal's fault, honestly.
Yeah, I think it is, man. He shoved one too many people in the phone book and hit them with a dictionary in a certain way, where people were just like, "Yo, bro, I got this. If
Yeah.
it went down, all I need is a phone book. I'll take out 6 guys." No, that's not how the world works.
Get any more in the phone book.
For real.
But I think also a lot of times is the fights start because of their significant other.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
A lot of times their significant other kind of mouths off. They say something to her, and now you got to protect her honor. That's why the last girl, my last ex, she started talking mad shit in the middle of we were having we were having an argument, but it was just about to like separate, and she goes off saying some wild shit. I walked away, bro. I walked away, and she came back. Oh my god, you left me. I'm like, yeah, he could have hit me exactly. Then what? And then what, bitch? I got to do something about it. I'm done.
If you're there,
Lawyers are expensive.
if somebody's there with their girl and she's talking crazy, you're gonna have to answer for that,
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you should do something about this because
The other guy might have been a great guy. Now these two good guys have to fight each other because their fucking girls are starting this shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you gotta
Don't
have
date
one that's
Peruvians.
not gonna fucking.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
gonna
have one that just knows, man, because that can be tricky, man. I've seen that happen, and then they want to get in the middle and be an obstruction, so they'll start to fight, and then they'll try to grab you or something
Which is the
and
worst
get you
thing.
beat up.
Yeah,
Like it's like crazy. Like grab my right arm or something like that.
Yeah,
You started
you
this,
know I
and
got
then
the
you're
right
gonna-
hand from
and then
God,
you're
and
gonna
you wanna
hold
hold
my-
it back.
and then you're gonna grab my right arm. Like how dare you? You know
Those
what
are
I'm
the
saying?
two qualities that go hand in hand. A woman that will talk shit to a point that another man is going to fight you over her is the same kind of woman that will try to like now de-escalate things to the point that you're getting hurt because you can't even defend yourself.
Yeah.
Because she's holding on to you.
For real. No way. Take the keys, get the car. Because if this doesn't go my way, we're
That's
out.
what I tell them all
You know
the
what I'm
time.
saying?
I say, call 911.
Yeah.
Call the
Yeah,
cops.
take my keys.
Tell them that a cop is getting beat up. Watch how fast they come there.
Yeah, for real, man.
That's a fact.
But we do have a couple more things because we talked
Please,
about
sorry,
the
I
derelicts.
babble a
No,
lot, so
please,
yeah.
man. Come on, we ramble, we go off track all the time, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We do have a few things that we wanted your guys' opinion on. Right, so we played a little bit of this concept that we had called, what would the derelicts do? Right, if you were a derelict or somebody along those lines, like what kind of behavior is this? How do you categorize this behavior? Is this derelict behavior? Is this not? Or what would you do if you were witnessed this, right? Or you were involved? So we have a couple videos here that we want to see your guys' reaction to and see kind of what you think of it. There's different perspectives on things. Some videos, what's up?
I got to go turn the volume up.
on the video.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm not the only one that does this. This is great.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
man.
Yo, usually like every time I record with Noah, I'm like, no, isn't this great? I have everything set up, and then 2 minutes in, I'm like, I have to change the mic settings.
Yo, but that makes it a derelict
yo,
podcast.
it makes me right, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude, and that's and that makes it a Masters and None podcast. It's what we do.
Just like when I
We-
told
we-
Justin, I'm like, Justin, we don't fuck around. We come on time, and we still came fucking 15, 20 minutes late.
He told me that shit. He was like, "No," he said he's gonna be on time, dude.
I said, I don't fuck around. Oh, it was you I was talking to?
No, you were talking to me, and I told him. And I was
he
like, yo, he said
reiterated
6:30. He said he's going to be here at 6:30. Me, I was supposed to be here at like 5 something. And then I had to do a whole bunch of shit at my house. I had to take my mom to get her car at the mechanic and shit. And I'm like, damn. So I got here.
You're a good son.
At like, I had to. What can I do? I got there at like, what time did I get here? I don't know, like 6:15.
He was supposed to be
or
here
something like
setting
that.
up. I had to take my kids to jiu-jitsu. So
How old's your kid?
the one that goes to jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
she'll be 6 next month.
Dude, she's gonna be a badass chick when she's older, bro. She's gonna fuck people up, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, we can't have
She gotta
have
beat
our
you
kids
two.
out here, bro. We can't have our kids out here not
She ain't
knowing
gonna
what's
beat
up.
me.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
You know?
Don't put your kids in boxing though.
No, I used to box when I was younger, and I wish I didn't.
I developed a stutter and shit afterwards. I noticed certain things
Yeah.
from one too many hits to the head.
Yeah.
Because when you have when you're in amateur boxing, you have the shit over your
The headgear. Yep.
So it's just your brain's a bumper car basically inside. But yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
And it's also brutal
Yeah,
too.
for
Like
CTE.
it's brutal. It's brutal. Boxing gyms. Like they'll put you in. I remember like my first 2 weeks when I was boxing. I swear to God, I was in there with a kid that was boxing for like 6 years.
Yep.
They put me in at a Sparta's kid. He knocked my brain around. It was the first time I ever got knocked out.
got knocked
But I
out?
didn't go down. But I was knocked out. I saw the flash of light. It was like. Pew. I was like, whoa, and it was like, whoa, whoa. And I remember my coach being like, come on, stop. He's like, you're good. I'm like, I'm good. He's like, you're not good. It was one of those where I got rocked so hard. Like, I didn't even know. I was probably stumbling around and shit, but I was saying, no, I'm fine.
You know
Like,
when you get
I'm
knocked
good.
out, that's your brain's defense mechanism from taking any more damage.
Yeah,
That's
it's to
why-
put you in standby.
yeah,
Yeah, put you in
exactly.
fucking standby,
That's
dude.
why amateur boxing is dangerous.
The
Yeah.
sparring.
And it's all the gym.
Yeah.
It's not even fights. It's the
Sparring.
gym. Yeah,
You're saying,
sparring
yeah.
in the gym, man. That's where all of it happens. So
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I
why,
agree.
Like when you look at other martial arts, specifically jiu-jitsu, it's so much better. You can do 100 rounds and, end up, I mean,
Not getting brain damage.
you're not
Someone
getting
might
brain
fucking
damage.
put your bone through your arm.
If you don't tap fast enough, yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
if you don't tap, all the injuries I've had from jiu-jitsu was just stuff that was just stupid stuff. It wasn't really, I don't think I've ever been injured from a submission. I've only been injured from some stupid shit like drilling takedowns. We're doing something dumb.
Anytime I hurt
You know what I'm
myself, it's
saying?
because I did something stupid.
Yeah, because I did
1000%.
something stupid. Because I did it.
Yeah.
Because I spun the wrong way on a leg lock, or I spun the wrong way on. It's just stupid stuff.
I'm glad you're saying this because I got inside information that you go to jiu-jitsu just because you like being choked. Is this true?
Well, it depends. Like, when there's a lot of witnesses out, I don't like to go out. You know what I'm saying? But I like to get close. You
Why
know
do
what I'm
you
saying?
fight so hard then?
It's a balance.
Why do you fight so hard?
Choke me, daddy.
Yeah,
Alright, sorry.
it's the thrill to the choke that he enjoys the most.
Yeah, it's the buildup. It's the
It's hard to
climax.
get.
It's the
Yeah.
climax to the choke. You know what I'm saying?
Depends on
Yeah.
who's
That's
choking
what it's about.
You remember when Connor fought Nate and when Connor went belly down and it almost looked like he gave up his neck to Nate? That's what he likes right there. He gets right to the edge and he's just like, now choke me.
All right, now's the
Yeah,
time.
exactly, man. Listen, that's how you got to do it, man. Otherwise, it's no fun. You know what I'm saying? You ever see Boardwalk Empire?
Yo, I love that show.
Yeah.
You remember
It's a
that dude
throwback.
that used to choke himself with the belt?
Yeah.
That crazy ass boss dude?
That's
I'm
a
telling
real
you,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
it's
dude.
different.
People like that, the asphyxiation thing.
Yeah.
I want to know if this is derelict activities.
No.
There's a guy who hired this OnlyFans girl, pretty attractive woman, if you ask me, to tie him up in saran wrap, put a bag over his head, and like asphyxiate him, and like to cut his air off. That's what he was into.
I think he paid her like 11 grand or something like that.
Yeah, and he fucking died. She didn't take the bag off fast
It just
enough.
sounds like deep trauma. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I would have took the 11 grand. I would have probably got probably like about a brick and just chilled. And got fucking like
You can get the whole thing.
close to it. Yeah, he's bugging out. That's trauma. That's trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not derelict. That's
Not
trauma.
derelict activities.
Is it derelict activity or is it just unhealed trauma? That's the question.
Yeah,
Very
'cause
much so unhealed trauma, bro.
if he didn't die,
He was touch funny for sure.
would that be? Yeah. Okay. So
By
no
a blood relative.
Yeah, someone with a lot of saran wrap. I don't know, dude. There's something weird going on.
Right? No fetishes.
No, listen, that's not a fetish, bro. Saran wrap fetish?
Yeah, people like to be the same people like to be choked. Some people like to be drowned.
What's your fetish?
Me? You know what? I gotta be honest. I fluctuate a lot, dude. It's like
What's
sometimes.
the weirdest one you ever felt like you had?
If I gotta be honest with you guys, it'd probably be like the machines that they got. Like, you know, Pornhub has all these different sections. For a while, I don't know why. And I probably wouldn't say this if you guys weren't on. I don't know why. I just wanted to see chicks get blasted by these fucking high-powered Hilti drills, dude.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that's not
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
probably
Honestly,
yeah.
that's the straightest thing a male could fucking watch. It's just like there's no men involved.
Yo, my one of my boys told me that like he could only do like the POV porn because like if he's seen another guy
boy.
do it, he feels gay, and I'm just like, bro, it's not that serious. It's
I don't
porn.
think it's that serious. I think
It is not that
I
serious
think
at
that
all,
certain
bro.
people are afraid though that they're gonna see it and they're gonna like it.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I was gonna say, yeah.
You think so? You think that's what it is? It's like people get weird about that.
The
Like
guys
people
were
get
like, yo, I only watch lesbian porn, bro.
Bro,
I
like, yo,
like
bro,
dicks
come
in
on.
my
That's
I'm like,
gay.
Come on.
Like, why bring out the fucking the Mandingo and have him dig her out?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if yeah.
Looked right at the camera. I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean?
And I know that sounds weird, but yeah, but that's probably as extreme as I get. I guess you guys make it seem like
Justin,
that's pretty
comment.
vanilla.
What's yours?
Dude, to be honest, man, I'm pretty, I gotta avoid the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, once I caught myself almost clicking on a Simpsons link, and I was like, no, this is getting dark. I said, I gotta back out. You know what I'm saying? You ever see them little advertisements?
No, that's a fact. I know exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, Marge. I was like, Marge is kind of tight.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm like, Marge is kind of tight. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, this is going too far. You know what I'm saying?
I sometimes wish that I did have a thing for hentai because I feel like their quality is probably through the roof. They can do anything. I'm sitting here, but with the limitations of humankind, you know? These guys,
That's a good point.
they got
That's a good point.
tentacles.
That's a good point.
They got a lot of things going on. Sometimes I wish it did turn me on.
Now
Yeah.
they sell tentacle sex toys. You ever
I've
see
seen
that shit?
those.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I told you I went through a phase. They strapped that thing to a fucking sawzall. Forget about it.
Yeah, man. You see one of those, and as soon as the live starts, it's like, you know what I'm
Girls
saying?
are ordering that, yo. Like that's what's crazy to me. It's like women, like
Oh yeah,
I
and
don't
then
think women watch much porn.
but
What?
Nah, dude, stats
they
show.
do.
I'm telling you, I just saw a podcast about it. They were saying that like stats are, you know, people always think it's leaning toward males. It's nah, man. It's like there's young female addiction to adult content is the same as not the same, of course,
I
not
think
the
it's like a
same.
70-30.
Right.
But it's higher than you would think.
We don't know how many of those females though are males claiming to be females though, statistic wise.
males claiming to be females to identify as males.
I think you said what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Wait, that's like a double negative. You just made a male again.
Yeah, right.
he
Yeah,
did,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you're like
whatever.
male pretending to be female. That's a male. Like we're
No.
bringing it full circle. I'm telling you, this thing is
That's
like
like
a
Mr. Garrett from South Park.
dude.
He's whatever he wants to be, dude.
Bro, it's like a formula, dude. You could literally cancel out gender if you just go far enough.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it comes full circle, man. You got a dude that wants to be a chick, but is still into chicks. So then he's kind of like a lesbian, but it's like, are you a lesbian? I thought, like, this is all fucked up, man.
I don't find that as weird as the furries.
Oh, nah, the furry stuff is insane,
That's
dude.
insane,
Is it
bro.
sexual though?
It absolutely
What the fuck
has
is
to
the
be.
furries?
You don't
never
know what
seen
the
the
furries
furries?
is?
No.
People that dress like a mascot and like bang each other in Central Park?
Oh man.
They act like animals though. Like they walk. Ugh.
Dude, and they have these crazy suits. Dude,
Yo, this chat is funny. I'm sorry.
you and me and him went to a Halloween party, and a chick showed up in what had to be an no less than $7,000 for this fucking suit, dude. It
Yeah.
was the craziest suit I've ever seen. This shit was studio quality, dude. And she was just rocking it, and I was like, oh, I thought that was a thing that like you couldn't tell people about because like you get dug out when you're wearing that.
Yeah.
But she made it seem like it was just like it was a hobby thing.
Bestiality is
Yeah.
not my thing, but I'll definitely fuck a girl in a furry suit.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
that-
telling you, Berto was looking at me like, damn, this guy's like one tequila soda away from approaching that furry.
I-
And being like, what
Yeah,
time is
hell
it?
Yeah, dude. You're like, what type of dog are you?
Yeah, I think it's important to explore your opportunities that are provided to you. But what's like, I want to, since I've confided with you guys and told you
God's
about my,
plan's a happy man.
yeah, Yeah. So like, what's the weirdest subsection you kind of came across?
The weirdest thing is VR for me. Not even the section, the category is the VR.
Okay.
Yeah.
VR is cool. It gives me motion sickness.
It's cool. It's cool. I wish it did for me. No, I had to get rid of it because it just ruined porn for me in general.
Oh, you had to like get rid of your headset?
Well, I
Bro,
mean,
you were watching that much porn where you was like, all right, I have to
no,
get
it's
rid
not
of the VR
that
now?
much, but it was only a matter of time before someone beside my probation officer would catch me. And it's just like, it ain't the prettiest sight. You got fucking headphones, I mean, you know, thing looks like this, and you're beating off, and you're a little sweaty, you know, and you don't know the person's there that caught you. So it's not like you're like, oh, no, you're continuing.
So you don't know how to stop. You don't know what
You don't know at all. At all.
You're immersed.
Yeah, bro, until like you think you heard a knock at the door and then you see your probation officer's business card there. You're like, oh my God. You know, and then like I lived with my girl and I was like, it's only a matter of time she catches me. Like,
Yeah, no, it's a fact. If you're balls deep in Lana Rhodes and your probation officer comes and makes her way in, good on him or her for not stopping you.
It was traumatic for him, I think.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
God, right?
It saved me though, because I had a house full of weed that time. So it was God's plan.
I feel like that's like one of those things where like you're a sleepwalker, right?
I am.
Like you don't wake a sleepwalker. You don't stop a man mid jerk when he's in that VR thing. He could get stuck in there.
Yo, what did you do after? Did you stop?
I did.
All right, good.
I did. I went back to it later on, but I definitely did. Yeah.
What was your what headset did you use? I'm asking for the people out there.
Oculus Quest 2 at the time.
Okay, so he's investing. That's a $400 little.
So man, that's
Only the
dedication.
best for my fucking.
Okay, all right.
Yo.
And I want to.
Toast to high quality gear. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Salute. What about you, Noah? Are you?
Here's weirdest Dylan.
Nah,
What kind
like,
of
yo,
dark corners are you crawling through?
yo, back in the day, even now, like, yo, I'll like watch like grannies get fucked.
Okay.
Yo, you're never
But-
going about my grandma, man. You
Yeah,
stay the fuck away from Noah.
Nah, they gotta be thick though. Like they can't just
My
be like,
grandma ain't thick. Is that what you're trying to say?
Bro, nobody's looking at grandma. Not your grandma. Not your grandma.
Leave Noah out of this, dude.
Granny's thick, dude. Don't do that to her.
Yo, chill. I love you.
Thick grannies.
That's
All
why
right.
I'm coming with it.
Yeah, thick grannies. Yo, they probably pay them to be on set, right?
Oh man,
Why grannies?
I don't know.
Do you have
that's
granny
it, dude.
issues?
It's like imprinting.
Nah,
I think.
I just
I
like
think
it.
it's legit imprinting.
Yeah,
There's
it's-
like a, I think there's a thing that goes on at a certain point in your life. It's got to be something. You could find it one day. You know, if you do like DMT or something, you do some ayahuasca or something like that, all this shit will make sense. You'll be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I remember that one time my neighbor used to fucking be outside gardening and she was like fucking 82. And I was like 12. And I looked out the window on my first get at it. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh.
Nah,
And
but
you're like, oh my
you
God.
know what it is though? It's like it's not like disgusting old. Like it's kind of like I want to say like early like 60 old. Like it's not like we're like 80 wrinkled up like about to die old.
Oh,
Like,
it's
I'm
not like
thinking
Walker
that.
type of shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
God,
Not like
bro.
that. Right.
Okay.
I don't want you to think it's like that.
No,
you
he's
know
like
what
a
I'm saying?
step above Lisa
Like we don't have
Ann.
depends on
Yeah,
here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah, like a step above Lisa Ann.
Okay.
It's-
And
Right,
are you
right.
Are you scared of like,
love
I know
Lisa.
you love your kids and stuff like that, but is there like also like a kind of an unconscious desire to not have kids? So you like the ones that have like scrambled insides? Is that like a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like
does that
got one
trans-
foot in the grave type of thing. You know what I'm
Does that
saying?
translate when you hit the bar? Are you like, oh shit, this chick definitely got Social Security?
She
What's up?
definitely got an AARP card, yo.
Or like I'm
bro.
with this. I'm with this.
Hell yeah! You looking at that Medicare Part A and B? You put it on the
Yeah,
headboard.
retirement discount, girl. I mean,
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, that's wild. But I get it though. I'm into MILFs and shit, so it's like. Then again, I'm also at the age where it's like MILFs are the age of me. So it's almost getting to that point.
Yeah, true, man.
That's
It's
a fact,
it's different
dude.
now. Sometimes I forget, bro. Sometimes I forget, and then I see these grays in the beard, and I'm like, man, you
wanna
really
hear-
still act like you're 10, bro.
Sorry, I cut people off a lot.
Nah, you're good.
This is
Go
my
ahead.
DMT. This is ADHD in me because it's like you hear someone say something and you're like, I need to answer right away.
Yeah.
I was holding this back. I'm like a pit bull that you tell is a good boy, and you're like, oh my.
Yeah.
You want to hear my DMT story?
Of course, dude. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is all jokes, for the public and whatnot. But just say hypothetically speaking, I took DMT one day.
Allegedly.
How would you have taken it?
A vape pen,
Okay.
but a legitimate one from Amsterdam. So
A vape pen of DMT.
I've seen people do it off of bangers, like people doing it like freebase, like
Like a
off of
dab?
dab. Yeah.
Oh,
because it
man.
comes in as a waxy substance, or more like mushy substance, and you got to freeze. There's a whole thing to it. So
I went to
whatever.
somebody's house one time and they were like, "Yo, I just FYI, we're gonna do a dab together." But the last one I did in that was DMT, and I was like,
You did it?
"Yeah, I was good now."
Yeah, I'd have been like, yo, you're hitting it first, and I'll hit it after you type deal.
What do you mean you were good?
It wasn't DMT in there. He had a banger that he was like, "I'm about to load a dab," but just as an FYI. The last dab I did in here was DMT, and I don't know what's in there, but
See,
there's nothing.
That's a good friend. Because
Yeah,
the
that's
last
a really
person
good
I
guy.
smoked with was like, I have herpes. Like, we're fucking halfway through with this blunt. So anyway,
If they're not flaring up, it's no big deal.
Damn, I would have made him
mono.
listen. Somebody tell me that. I'm like, well, if I'm been exposed already, you're gonna earn this one. You know what I'm saying?
ribbed for her pleasure. So I hypothetically one day took DMT. I'm in my studio, and for one reason or another, I hit the pen. Joe Rogan pops out on the laptop that was dead. My laptop was dead, and pops out in the laptop with all my loved ones around him, almost like the Last Supper, right? So you
What?
picture it. Yeah, bugged out. And Rogan's roasting me, bro, roasting me. Basically telling me things that was going on in my life, that I was focusing on the wrong things and this and that. And one thing led to another, but then I had the idea that I was dead. And I was dead, and this was my introduction to the afterlife. And when he said that, when he kind of said like all this in my studio, which I just built, was fucking not important compared to my life, I decided to fucking destroy it. So I'm punching holes in it, blah, blah, blah. Then I go to the logo. Remember the logo I had in the background of the old
Yeah.
studio?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one that was like a sticker on the wall.
Precisely. So I go up to it and I punch it. Nothing. Elbow it. Nothing, bro. Like you're hitting beams almost, you know? So now I grab my shotgun. Mind you, I don't want to say the town it's in, but my podcast is kind of like in a bad part of town, right? Studio. So I grab the shotgun, holds 5. I blast 5 bullets into that bitch. Now, after the 5th bullet goes, I fall back and I'm on the floor and I'm kind of coming back to reality and realizing I just let off 5 fucking shotgun bullets in my studio. I mean, I also ordered Uber Eats like a half hour before. So I run up to the house where someone's in, house where I'm recording. I can't say much, you know, and then I'm like, yo, I fucked up. I did this. I need you to watch over me and make sure I close up shop. Cool. I go back there, bro. It's full of gun smoke just pouring out, bro. I shut shit down. I run back to the house. I eat the food. And then I wake up the next day like I need to clean up and face the actions I did. And I go back there and not a fucking single thing happened. I didn't punch a hole in the wall. I didn't ruin anything. And I damn sure didn't shoot the shotgun because I don't leave that bitch loaded.
Damn.
Whoa, dude, that was not the plot twist I expect. That was a Tarantino
smell
flick, bro.
it.
Yo, when he told me that the first time, I was just like, bro, what? I was like, that's crazy, and that's why I don't fuck around with stuff like that, because it's just like I don't think my mental is like strong enough for that.
I'm not ready to find out about myself.
Yeah, I'm good. I like myself. I'm cool. I'm chilling.
Yeah, I'm cool with this like false reality I live in. You know, I
Yeah.
already don't. No one needs to tone me down. I don't think I'm tough. I don't like I don't do many things.
Yeah.
I'm good with what I got. I don't need any insight right now.
No, I don't need to unplug myself in the Matrix and wake up in like the
Right.
pink goop.
I'm
and
afraid
like,
of
no,
that.
I'm straight.
I'm afraid of what would I get? What information is locked up in there?
I think it's just loose ends, bro. I think there's just loose ends come to the surface, like things you've been thinking about, things you're concerned about, things you're worried about, and I don't need all that shit flooding me at once.
So after an addiction, right, that's very severe in your brain, your life, you have to rewire your brain. So to rewire your brain takes a long time. And then you're kind of learning yourself again, learning who you really are. Yeah. So that being said, that kind of helped me that moment because I learned a lot. It took me a while to process it and figure out what this and that meant. Shout out Muzz because Muzz helped me break it down after time, and it benefited. Definitely benefited.
I think it could be therapeutic if you use it for like a situation like what you're describing. But just like it could be therapeutic, then you shouldn't use it unless you need it.
Precisely. Yep.
You know,
Same
that
with
kind of thing.
mushrooms.
Yeah, same thing.
Unless you're
Yo,
mentally
what
stable.
made you hit the pen that day?
I like drugs.
Nah, but where you just came across it?
Dude, I've
Or?
been wanting to do it forever.
Okay.
I wanted to do it forever, and I came across it. Yeah.
Damn, that's That's crazy. That's a hell of a story. I'm telling you, man. I'm like, oh my God, this guy just Scorsese'd me out here. I was just like, whoa, man, this guy built me up like fucking Michael Bay and then blew up the ice cream truck. I'm like, whoa.
When he was saying it, I was like, that's the town that I grew up in. And one thing I know about that town is if you let one off, they got those radar things and they know exactly where that thing came from.
Yep.
I know that like for a fact.
For a fact.
And
man.
I was like, oh, you're going to get caught. I was like, you should leave before that food gets there because they're coming.
Shit, I'm
I
like,
did
you should
not
throw
know
that.
what
You
to
should throw that shit in a freaking Uber driver's car and run off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we got a couple more things we wanted to touch base with you guys about when it comes to this derelict kind of concept. So that was definitely derelict behavior, but it was not real. It was dream state derelict behavior.
And it was proactive derelict behavior.
Very proactive.
Proactive.
You know, and you were ready to face the music, which I give you credit for. He was like, yeah, I got to go down there and see what's up, see what I did, go back to the scene. And it was like, oh my God, this shit was all fake. That's like American Psycho. You ever see that movie? Yeah. American Psycho is incredible, bro. Incredible, man. But so we got a couple videos. So it's 1, 2, and 3, right?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. So we got a couple things that we want to, see, like I said before, your reaction to it, what you would have done in the situation, or just your general feelings on this, general derelicts kind of podcast vibes that you get from these videos. So let's take a look at the first one. And I don't know what they are. They're in no particular order. We had a bunch of videos and we pulled just some of them from from kind of the gallery that we had.
You're the one swerving. I was just following you.
I'm the one swerving?
Oh,
I'm the one fucking swerving?
yeah, it was actually... Oh, there's your end. Okay.
Fuck you, dog.
So who's the
You're the
derelict
one
here?
swerving. I was just following you.
I'm the one swerving?
I don't know who's the derelict,
Oh,
but I just
I'm
know
one
that car
fucking-
drove better without her in it.
Yeah, it was actually...
That's for sure.
Oh, there's
And
your
look how she
end.
gets pinned in the door.
Pinned.
Bro, so
when I look at that, I really don't think of like a derelict. I feel like, yo, this bitch is just dumb.
yeah,
Like, you know what I
okay,
mean?
so that's
Like,
not derelict behavior. So I'm wondering, would the guy just egging her on kind of be like, I really don't give a shit. Let's see what happens. He's nice and calm. He's
That guy
chill.
might have been the
That
derelict.
guy might have been the derelict.
Yeah,
So
right,
that's what I was
right,
thinking.
right.
I'm like, not her. She has no control. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
But what if
she's
she's
on
half
the-
in the bag and she's on the way to pick up her kids?
That's not derelict-like behavior. I mean, you could. I can't stand for that. I can't stand for that.
Oh, see, okay.
Because when she talked, I was like, oh, you're drunk.
Yeah, she's on Zans.
When
and all
she
that.
said, "What's your problem, dog?" I was
Yeah.
like,
Is that what she said? She said, dog?
yeah, dude,
Oh,
run
yeah,
back
she
for him,
deserved
Jay.
that.
Run back.
She deserved it.
Hold on.
Awesome. That's derelict right
Hold
there.
on.
bro.
That guy.
That's honestly
Fuck
top
you,
tier
dog.
derelict.
Go back.
You're the one swerving. I was just following.
You want me to go back?
Yeah.
All right, so you want to go to the
I
other
want to
video?
hear. No, I want to hear him saying. I want to hear her saying, "What's your
Oh,
problem,
yeah.
dog?"
I'm the one swerving?
Oh,
I'm the one fucking swerving?
yeah, it was actually... Oh, there's
I don't know
your
what that
end.
echo is.
Okay.
I just love his reaction to it. He's like, and you're crushed.
Yeah, he tries to help her out, but she's just not really
Play
really
it one more time
understanding.
because as soon as she gets out the car.
Okay.
Fuck you, dog.
You're the one swerving. I was just...
She said,
a derelict.
fuck you,
She's a
dog.
derelict, bro. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
She might be.
She's
There it
having
is.
a bad day. That's all.
She earned it. She earned the badge.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Fuck
She
you,
earned it.
dog.
That's
So,
great, though.
Yeah, it's incredible. Dude, the way the car just like
crushed her.
starts rolling and then she tries to like stop it. That's what these chicks always do in these videos. You ever see this? The car, they'll get out of the car and it's rolling. I've seen this multiple times. And then they just try to like go after. You see the lady with the Porsche? There's a woman with a Porsche that like gets out of it to like check the mail or something, and the Porsche starts rolling down her long ass, rich ass bitch
yeah.
driveway, and she's just chasing behind it. The Porsche hits like 20 miles an hour in the driveway.
Yeah, dude, that shit's in reverse or drive. Like if
Yeah.
it's in gear, even if it's rolling, if it's going at 2-3 miles an hour, you're not gonna stop it.
No, dude. So then she gets pinned in the doorway, that chick. She's like, ugh, against another car. So she not only does she jump out, look like an idiot on video, she gets pinned in there, probably has significant damage to her leg or something, and she has an accident with another vehicle. So now you're pinned in there. Now you need the help from the people that you were telling to fuck off. So now they got to come and get you out of there.
Just embarrassing.
You know,
And your insurance
I'm
hates
not
you all
gonna-
around.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though. One time there was this guy that robbed my boy, and I saw him. I was driving remember the Saab? I was driving the Saab.
Oh
at the
yeah, I
time.
remember this song.
Yeah, my Saab story. So like, I
funny.
seen the guy, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna go get him. I pulled up. His name is Dollars. I pulled up on Dollars, hopped out of the car, I went to go chase him. I look, my car's still in drive, bro. It's just running down the block. So I had to go run and catch my car. I'm not a very fast runner, dude.
But you know the difference. I bet you jumped in there, hit the brake, and saved it.
Yeah, and then the guy went running, probably laughing at me. He was gone, but yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference right there. When a man jumps
Right.
out of his car when it's in drive, he's able to catch that shit and get it under control. You know, he's able to wrangle the stallion. You know what I'm saying? Bring that thing back in. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know about these chicks when they end up falling like it's the first 10 minutes of a horror flick. No good. You know.
Terrible.
So get out of here with that shit. You know.
right.
So
Somebody said she voted for Kamal.
yeah, trumpet. Shout out to you. She did for sure. I would bet. But what else we got? So we got another video. So there's this thing that I've seen a couple times, right? I've seen this. It's popped up on my feed, and finally it popped up again, and I snatched it real quick. I was like, I gotta see what these guys think about this. Have you guys ever seen this activity? I don't know what the hell you would call this. I've seen it a couple times, but I'm just gonna play it for you guys. You ever seen these people that run around like sliding on their
He's
knees?
wearing a furry hat.
You know what I'm saying? Is that a furry?
It was.
And they like jump over stuff. Like this is like they all look like they think they're gonna get a Red Bull sponsorship or something like that. Like they're really gonna be, you know?
Fuck you, bro. That shit looks awesome.
You think so?
Yeah,
What, are they on like knee pads and shit?
I guess so, yeah. Knee pads and hands. So
Speed bumps? That's a bad motherfucker. Right
yeah,
there,
you
bro.
think so?
That's a bad man right there, bro. What? Hold on, let me pull up on a girl like, yo, watch this.
Oh, you think he's fucking getting tanged doing that?
Absolutely.
No way, bro. No
Absolutely.
shot. No
think
shot.
that-
No shot.
That's just the anti-poon, dude.
It was after a furry convention. He's wearing the hat.
He might, in his community, he might crush.
He might have the furry and a little tail, like a little tail attached to a butt plug or something like that. He might be
dude.
fucking riding around.
He's
Yeah.
forcing his girlfriend to be with him.
Yeah, you think he's got tied her up?
Raise him with the tism, you know what
Who
I'm
knows? He
saying?
might have streamer money.
100%. That's what's associated with that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
like he's on a spectrum for sure.
Oh yeah. Hey, but is he on the derelict spectrum with that?
No, not at all. He can go one of two ways.
Okay.
Where it starts. It's one. It's like you can be a furry that has Heelys on your hands, knees, and feet, or you can be a school shooter. So I'm gonna say it's not the worst doing that.
It's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like be a
School
complete like retarded bozo sliding around on your knees or injure people.
You could be an awesome person that's in the news. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At first, I thought he said noose, and then I was like, "Oh,
Noose,
that's dark." And then
sorry,
he said, and I really heard what he said. I was like, "That's even darker."
Yo, news, dude. Don't put that shit on me.
No.
That's racist, bro.
My mind didn't go there. I don't see color, dude. I don't see color.
And we got one more. We got one more to see what you guys think about this. So I think, in my opinion, you know what? I'll wait till you guys see it, and let's see if anybody
hear
thinks
it.
anything, anything on the in the chat about this too,
Someone says he's definitely autistic as fuck.
bro. Yeah, that's an autist.
Oh, 100%.
I think so.
All right.
So we got one more video we want you guys to take a look at, and we'll see.
And this
we'll
one,
see.
you can't see the gentleman the people we're referring to, but there's a story that talks about them.
Yeah, and I think we'll see what it is. Ready?
A group of 11-year-olds, like literally no older than 11, just asked if I would pop a titty for the boys.
Listen, as a former 11-year-old, whoever the fucking legend is that popped that question, that was a canon moment. That's going to be remembered in that friend group for the rest of eternity. So you don't even know the community service that you just did by existing for that moment to happen.
A group of 11-year-olds, like literally no older than 11, just asked if I would pop a titty for the boys.
Listen, as a former 11...
Bro,
So these boys,
Yeah. I
Those
see
are-
nothing wrong with this.
derelicts in the making,
no,
dude.
nothing.
No?
Catcalling? This is America.
Dude, that was a moment in time. Somebody's going to talk about that in a best man speech. And a best man speech in 20 years from when that occurred.
Did she pop the titty? That's what I want to know.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
Did
that
she do?
didn't do it.
Not in that wetsuit. She's not popping anything, dude.
No, those fucking itty bitty titties.
she
popping.
can't get
Yeah,
anything
for
out
sure.
of that wetsuit. When I
She shows
said,
a titty, and you're like, all right, thanks, bro.
Yeah, you're like, you know that scene in Forgetting Sarah
funny.
Marshall? It's like what? It's like pop more, like pop down. No, you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Like pop, but yeah, that's what I think. If she would have been trying to pop something, there's nothing to pop.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
You might be right.
Chest bumper.
I had just said something. I said a word and your eyes lit up like you. What was the
Sorry, I
word?
spoke over you, dude.
No. I said something and your eyes lit up and I was like, oh, you know something about this. This is, I don't remember what I said though. This is me paying for the sins of my childhood. I never remember anything. Just like that, I can just forget things instantly. And just like that, I forgot what I was going to say. But it's perfectly fine because I wanted to talk about the next question, which was more geared towards your guys' podcast. I know that you guys did like a season 1, and now you're still in season 2. Are you?
I think you're in season 3, aren't you?
Thank you, dude. I'm so glad you guys pay attention. That's why I
Yeah.
love y'all. Yo.
Season 3?
Yeah.
So I'm
None
sorry.
of it makes sense. No, don't be sorry, because none of it makes sense. Do podcasts even have seasons? No, right?
Well, that's
some
like,
do.
Well, yours does.
They could.
Honestly, we should be on season 4 because every time the studio changed, it was like, this is a new season.
That was my question. I was like, well, what drives these seasons? I had no. I'm like, what's driving the seasons?
Just the fact that it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. You guys are on what episode?
243.
Does the 2 define the season, or it's just that's how many episodes you guys
No,
have?
we did 243 episodes.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And dude, we have more than that. That we have some that never seen.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody ever seen. We have some of them that we forget to hit the record button. We have, dude. We sat here for an hour and change one day, and did an entire episode covering multiple topics that never got recorded.
Completely my fault. Because when we do pre-recordeds, I have to hit record on the stream deck. And I never hit record. Because when we go live, we just record into the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I
That's the
did.
story of our lives. When Noah first came on, like Noah technically was my first guest because I wanted to
Special guest.
interview, but definitely special. But it wasn't that episode. It was I wanted to ask him about getting shot and getting his house raided and whatnot. And like I said, he was my first guest, and how embarrassed I was for him to pull up and me take almost 2 hours trying to set up a camera and a mic. Like, it was so bad. So yeah, that's cool. So R2, or what are we on, 401 makes no sense. Yeah, we only have like 20 episodes, if that.
Talk to me about those growing pains, like learning to set up the camera, doing stuff, and then realizing that you haven't recorded anything. What were your guys' experiences?
Those experiences now, bro. I gotta say, because now I'm at the point where there's not much setting up involved, and I'm so grateful for that because it took me 2.5 years to figure that out. I swear to God, bro. I swear, like no one can. Yeah.
Like I don't really. He does all the recording and stuff like that. My biggest thing with the podcasting is like sometimes I wonder if like anybody's really gonna pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, I feel like a lot of people really do fuck with us, and it's like it's pretty dope. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's super cool, man. And I give you guys credit because, building the community is a big part of it. Like, you guys have people that are invested in you guys and what you guys do. And again, this comes down to being genuine, man. That's
100%
really
what it is.
That's really what it comes down to, because there's a lot of people that do this with the intent to please people, with the intent to hit a certain audience. You can't do that. That's not authentic. That's not authentic, and people can feel it. They can read it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I see like a dude that's trying to be a chick. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but my biology is like, no. You know what I'm saying? My biology, like something in my instincts is like, nah, something's wrong here.
There's something afoot.
Yeah, there's something afoot. I don't care how, tiny little body dude you are from like Manila, Philippines or something. Like, no, I can tell something is off here. I don't know what it is, but my biology is like, this is weird. So when people they can feel when you're full of shit. They can feel when you're trying to be somebody else. It's weird like that.
That was a great analogy.
Yo, I'm telling you, dude, there's something wrong. It's like, it's just, you don't know what it is, but I'm just like, I don't know. Something's wrong. I don't know why. Yeah, it's like, I guess this person's pretty or something.
Yeah, but the Adam's apples throw me off.
Yeah, something's wrong. It's just something. I don't know if it's like pheromones. It's like you could just kind of be like, I don't know. Something's wrong here. Like, I'm going to leave. It's like when you feel like somebody's watching you or something. And you just like,
You guys ever go to Thailand?
no.
Yeah. I was there before they were doing that, though.
No, you're a fucking liar.
I was there before they got so good at it. I'll tell you that. I was there before they got so fucking good at it. If I had to be transformed, that's where I'm going for sure. They've got cutting edge technology. There's like no FDA over there. They're
They're doing it whatever they want.
Dude, they're conducting experiments. Justin, we talked about this. We often find ourselves talking about this, and they have no idea what's going to happen to anybody that goes through this. It hasn't been around long enough, you know?
Bro, it's experiments, bro.
Good point.
This
Think
shit is
about it.
experiments, bro. That's what it is. Like nobody, I'm telling you, this will be written in the history books. In the future, this shit will be written in the history books, and they'll be like, they'll be like, this was a heinous time period for America and the Western world. That's what I really feel.
Think about how long it took them to find out that eggs don't, that saturated fats don't contribute to heart disease, right? For your whole life, they said that it did. And then recently, they said they didn't. Now, what happens in 50 years when they say, hey, if we, cut off your piece and give you like an innie, you're going to start, you're more susceptible to these vicious cancers or this or that. They don't know. They have no idea.
Yeah, this shit is all experimental,
Vaping,
bro.
they don't know how bad or good vaping is compared to cigarettes.
Yeah, it's experimental.
Vaping, dude, we haven't seen the side effects of vaping.
No, and there has been some of it. Like there were problems when they were putting like vitamin E extract in these things, and you can't smoke that. You can't vape that.
Well, yeah,
people were having like
recipe down.
extreme respiratory difficulty and stuff like that.
Interesting, I didn't know
They were
that.
getting stuff called popcorn lung. They were calling
Yeah,
it,
what
where
is
like
it
their
with the vitamin
alveoli.
E? What's
like,
wrong with it?
Like what happens is it's vapor. It's not smoke, right? So what's vapor?
Water.
Vapor comes from liquid.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? It's not smoke. It's vapor. So
And that's what was creating popcorn lung?
yes, it comes from a liquid. So liquid, it's just turning into vapor, but it's not dissipating. Like it's not smoke. You blow smoke out. Like vapor goes into your lungs and then it starts to expand and it starts to do different shit. So when that happens, people were running into like respiratory difficulty. There's like 20-year-olds on oxygen tanks now, like permanently, because they've damaged their lungs from smoking those big ass vapes. The ones like all the ambulance workers smoke.
It's ridiculous, bro.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like the size of a fucking microphone almost.
The shit is like a big ass Game Boy,
Yeah,
and they just be ripping that shit like, and it's like a Game Gear, like that shit.
Bro,
Like,
you can
can't
hear
be doing
that shit boiling inside
bro. You
there.
can hear it cooking, bro.
Sounds like you're cooking crack in
Yeah,
that.
bro. And there's a big ass mouthpiece on it. It's like this big. Like, come on with that, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I smacked a couple of those every once in a while. Like, I've hit my
Smoking
fair share
Newport,
of
bro.
vapes.
Smoking
I'm gonna tell
Newport.
you what it is, bro. There's too many pretty girls that do that shit.
Yeah.
There's too many pretty girls that do that vape shit. Aside from like the ambulance ones, I'm talking about like the pretty ones. So when they're doing that kind of shit, it's like a way different thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, their sticks, they got the little cute ones. You know what I'm saying? They got that shit tastes like, kiwi strawberry or something.
Facts. You know what I'm
different.
saying?
They're not walking around with the walkie-talkie that also fucking lets them blow clouds.
Those girls usually put out though.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
yeah.
Bro,
One
them
thing-
shits ain't cheap. You
Yeah,
get a couple
right,
of them
right,
liquid
right,
joints
right.
and you keep them in your center console, bro. You kidding me? You get whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're like, listen, looks like your Game Boy's running a little low. Smells a little burnt. What you trying to do? I got some of this. You ready to earn this?
Yeah, this is that blueberry, bitch.
I used to vape.
Dude, a lot of people did, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with vaping. I just
felt a
we
bad
were just
difference,
saying
so.
that it's like we don't know what's going to happen from like the years and years of like hardcore vaping. And if you look at even though like you said like smoke Newports, right? You're going to smoke significantly less cigarettes than the amount of vaping you do because it's so easy to do.
Very true.
Most people derelicts would probably smoking cigarettes in the house. Is that a derelict activity?
No, that's band mom activity. That's like a mom who watches Fox.
If you're in the trap, it's okay. But if you're at the house, like
If you're in the trap, then it's okay to
Shane
like
Gillis joke, I can't even say.
you could gut a Dutch on the floor.
right. You just like stop it. Like
Bro,
rub
I've been in
everything
I've been in a crib like that, bro. I knew a dude growing up, bro, that was like that, bro. This dude would just gut a Dutch on the floor and just kick it around.
Yeah, and then it
Bro,
goes
in
away.
his mom's crib.
Shout out KO.
Yo, this shit
yeah.
was crazy. I'm like, yo, I never seen no shit like that in
I
my
bet
life.
their mattresses on the floor for sure.
Bro, oh, 100%,
Yeah.
bro.
Dude, I had
With
a-
just one top sheet.
Yeah.
There was no fitted sheet, no blanket,
I was
just a
just
top
gonna say
sheet.
it wasn't a fitted sheet. It
You
was
sleep
just-
over there, you freeze to death,
Bro, I
bro.
remember going to my man's crib. He had no heat, and everybody's just in the crib, jacket on.
Yeah, everybody
Hat
with a
on,
snorkel
gloves.
on. Everyone with a snorkel on. You're like, yo, I think it's warmer outside. I think in here, this is like a refrigerator. It's like keeping it cold. Let's go outdoors.
What's crazy to think is in my youth, I thought that shit was the coolest shit ever.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
bro.
Being in that house,
Yep.
nothing was cooler than that.
Well, nothing was cooler than being at
right.
the person's house whose like family didn't love them. Like that was like where anything went down, bro. Where like anything went down.
No
where
curfew.
no curfew, no nothing. Parents don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know that's where everything went down, bro. That's like everybody. I think it's important though for I think youth. Your kid has to have a friend whose parents are never around.
Yeah, you need
You
to
know,
have
it's
an
like
access
yo,
to
it's
that, too.
important for development. You know what I'm saying?
it
Like
definitely is.
it is, bro. That's when you learn to make good decisions, bad decisions. That's when you learn like this guy's an idiot. He steals lighters. Like you just, you know, you just figure everything out that way. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this
What you
shit is
trying to say,
crazy.
dude?
Well, I don't think that.
I'm
that
like, this guy jumps the
necessarily-
third rail all the time. I'm like, this guy's a risk taker. Next thing you know, he's racing cars by the time you're 16. You know?
Yeah, I don't think that stealing lighters necessarily, as long
I
as
was gonna
everybody's
say,
in
bro,
on the
'cause
game.
I have a
is-
lot of lighters and I never bought one of them. I don't see them
But
from stores.
stealing requires intention. There needs to be an
No.
intent to acquire it. Otherwise, it's not stealing. It's accidental.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's not stealing. Stealing is like, yo, I'm gonna take this,
Like,
and I
that's
hope
mine.
he
I
don't
want
know.
this. Right,
I'll
yeah.
steal
I hope he
condoms.
don't know I took this.
I
That's
never bought a
thief.
condom.
That's thieving.
That's
the-
thievery?
That's the worst kind of person you can
No,
be.
that's
Yeah, no one
shoplifting.
likes that. No one,
Yeah.
no one wants that guy around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Shoplifting, I don't even look at you as bad as somebody who's a thief. Is like somebody who would like, if you leave something at their crib and you come back and it's light. That's the dirty,
Yes.
like that's
Yeah.
like a.
Yeah.
But I think a liar is worse than a thief. Because like 50 said, a thief is after my salary. A liar is after my reality.
I guess if you take if you try to take something from me and then you tell me about it, I guess that's not as bad as
You
you.
got robbed, dude.
What's up?
You got robbed then. If you come to me, you say, I took this,
Yeah, I don't like any of them now. Now that you explain it, I don't like the liar or the thief.
I respect a robber better than a thief.
Yeah, I'd rather you come up to me like, "Yo, I'm taking this, and there's nothing you can do about it."
I
As
guess-
opposed to like,
Yeah,
you
I
sneak
prefer
me.
that.
That's derelict behavior. Not saying every derelict.
But they're not thieves then, they're robbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
yeah,
thief
that's
is
different.
corny.
That's different. Yeah, a thief is like trying to, you know, like a pickpocket, doing it in secret, kind of,
Yeah,
you know.
that's corny.
Somebody who
fucking
still comes
slime ball,
around.
yeah, like,
Somebody
yeah,
who
come
still comes around, you know? So someone says, oh, I think I left my phone downstairs, but they're going through the jar, you know what I'm saying?
No,
And
you
then
deserve
they-
to get curb stomped for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of behavior, and then you come back around the next day, and like you're still hanging out, but you're really doing nefarious things.
Yeah, you could tell a lot about a person that does that, because a person that does that, you're like, oh, you would text my girl. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, you would, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah,
you would,
100%,
you know, you would do
100%.
some shit. Like you would, you know, you'd set somebody up to like steal my car or something like that. Like, you know, it's like grimy shit. Like if I leave cash out, you'll take it. Like, come on, bro. You can't have that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need to put that cash on an alarm. You got to test people like that. Once they do something like that, out, dude.
Yeah.
Out forever.
I'm a fan of that. You got to excommunicate people out of your
Yeah,
life.
you
every
have
once in
to.
a
I
while.
almost knocked out an old friend of mine, bro. We were friends for a long time, and I remember we were at a car race at a car meet, and I couldn't find my wallet. And the funny thing is, like, I was sober. I was like, oh, I'm good. And I'm looking around the car. I can't find my wallet because we had to, you know, when you're at stupid places, you got to get out of there sometimes, like, very quickly. So we got out there, and I'm like, damn, I dropped my wallet at the last spot. Like, I don't know what happened. I'm looking for it. I can't find it. I'm looking under the seat. I'm looking everywhere. And then I start having confidence in my reality. You know, I'm like, I don't lose my shit. Like I'm not drunk. I'm not anything. I'm sober because you can't be at events like that. You got to be ready to fucking go. So I'm like, okay, something is up. I'm like, I wouldn't have lost my shit. Like I wouldn't have done this. Like, so then I start asking people that were in the car, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, did you see him? My man is like, no, I don't know. You lost it. He starts trying to help me look for it, and I'm like, okay, I can't find it. Finally, I asked one dude, and I'm like, yo, he was in a car with us, and I'm like, yo, did you find it? And he's like, nah. I'm like, you didn't see my wallet, whatever. I'm describing it, and he's just acting weird. Bro, 5 minutes later, he comes up to me telling me he found it. He's like, oh, I found it. And I'm like, where? He's like, oh, right in the back seat. When I tell you, bro, I never been that close to ever knocking out somebody that I was friends with.
In the back seat,
No,
though, dude.
Bro,
This
no.
guy checked the back
Nah,
seat.
bro, I'm
No,
telling
no
you,
way.
I ripped that shit up and down, bro. This
Sometimes
motherfucker was lying, bro. And when I pressed him about it, he got like shook about it.
So folding.
He was like, yeah, he started falling. He's like, no. And I'm like, bro, I swear to God, I'm like, get me the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, that
'cause
guy's
I
not
swear
a
to
robber.
God.
He's a thief.
That's
Yeah.
a thief.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's
That's
the
a thief.
worst.
That's
That's
a
the
thief.
worst.
He couldn't take shit
I
from me.
can't accuse people of doing things anymore like that because the last 2 times I did that, I was wrong. Like wrong. And yeah. One time me and my boss like picked a new guy up upside down in a way, like tossed him on top of the hood of the car and ransacked his pockets because I thought he stole us at the end of my girl's car, whose windshield we were doing at the time. And shortly I found it. Shortly later I found it. Yeah, it was like, yeah.
Did you apologize to this guy?
Yes. And the first time it happened was at a party.
It's happened more than once to this gentleman?
Yes. That was the second time. That was where I was like, all right, I'm not accusing people anymore until I have real evidence.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole. The first time it happened, I was at my friend's party, and I had the caddy at the time, and I'm chilling on the caddy, I'm smoking and whatnot. My phone disappears. So this guy who I don't know is going extra hard looking for it with me. You know what I'm saying? So now
That shit is suspect.
you know, right. So your mind starts going. So all of a sudden, I grab him, toss him on the hood. I'm like, where's my shit? He's still, I don't know where, you know, just, and then I found it later between the seats of my car.
I remember that car.
Yeah, you remember that, right?
Silver,
Cream.
right?
Cream. No, cream color.
Oh, was it cream?
Yeah.
It was big.
Yeah. You think of the Lincoln?
I do have to
Oh,
add.
was it the Lincoln I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
I do have to add something to my story. This dude was known for being a dirtbag. He was known for taking shit. He was known for stealing shit. He was known for just being a shiesty ass liar. And when you're like a liar, I automatically couple that with being a thief. That's just kind of, they go hand in hand. If you're a liar, bro, you'll probably steal.
Agreed.
If you're a liar, bro, you'll cross the line and you'll talk like, bro, I can't have people like that around me. So anyway, but that was the closest I ever came to really putting in work on somebody that was a friend of mine, you know?
Oh, it was a friend. That makes it even worse.
Yeah, which was
100%.
crazy to me. Like, but anyway, that was the only time. But you know, I don't know if you want to catch up on the chat on a few of these things.
Yo, what's going on in the chat? Let's see.
Yeah, let's see, man.
So it says, ask about the books that were burned in Germany. As far, it was far more advanced.
No, I think there's
pre-war.
people. I think there's people
That's
that are
Sweeney.
kind of beefing in the chat, like they're having disagreements or discussions, rather.
Oh, okay, Dylan, tell me about the blues that we thought was off. You made right too.
I don't know what that meant. What is that? What did he say?
I don't know. He said, Dylan, tell me about the blues we thought was off. You made right too. There's no commas or any kind of punctuation, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like they're
Alright.
talking about drugs back in the day or something.
Well, I got the blues part, but everything else was
With
in English.
with written text, we gotta like sharpen up. You know what I'm saying? It's
how about
difficult to
you-
understand the chat.
Obviously, that guy's on blues. Whoever wrote that, bro. That guy's
It's possible. Shout out to Spaz in the chat. Chat be chatting tonight. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, shout out to Spaz, one of our mods, man.
What else we got?
Let's see what else. You said that there was people talking to. Yeah, I don't know if we could go back through there and see if there's anything going on. But I really want to know, like, so you guys are on season 4 right now. What's
Season 3.
He said we should be season 4. You're right. Go ahead.
I think it's 4. I think it's 4, but it might be 3. I don't know. Dude. I should know these
So
things.
you're on your current season. What's the future hold? Like, what's the projection now? Like, what's the goal moving forward? You got things figured out. You know what to do now. You know how all the equipment works. What's like next? What's this next milestone? What are you guys working towards?
Yo, can I kind of take over that a little bit?
Yes, please.
Yo, so what we've been thinking about doing is, bro, like, we're probably gonna start going down to like getting like getting not even some funny shit, like getting crackheads on the show,
Yes.
seeing how like seeing where shit went wrong, like prostitutes, shit like that, strippers, things along those lines. We're kind of going that way. We're also just gonna we're gonna start pushing merch a lot too. So that's gonna be like out in a lot of the episodes talked about as well, and then brought about.
Yeah, we want some of that merch too, so we could put back here,
Yo,
put up in our shit.
He
you know?
really knows, like, he can get that done, and we're
Yeah.
really trying to push that. And what from where we're going with this, what are you?
Short film.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Film.
sick.
Got a dope fucking short film idea, and honestly, like, this is part of it. Every real life experience that's on tape is part of it. Yeah.
Dude, I love that idea of, not just because it's funny, the crackhead prostitute thing, but it's like, it gives like that soft white underbelly kind of
Yes.
tone.
Exactly.
And it's like, we don't have that on the East Coast. When you look at like a lot of the creators, a lot of them are on the West Coast. There's not a lot of like major, when you think of like huge podcasts, like, you don't think of like a lot of East Coast podcasts.
No, not at all.
Even the ones that exist right now, they're existing off of people's previous popularity, like the Matt Hoffa show. that he has. Like he is previously famous before the show, and he, and while the show is probably great, it's not necessarily. It's one of the few podcasts from the East Coast that really pops. But like we don't have like a New York No Jumper, we don't have like a New York Joe Rogan or a
That's a very good point.
It doesn't exist here, or even Soft White Underbelly. We don't have that in New York either.
Yeah, because that's LA as well.
Yeah.
And even that's more of like, that's not quite a podcast. You know what I mean? That's more like an interview series, because he's not on camera talking. He's just asking questions, just like I don't consider Vlad to be a podcast.
What is a podcast?
I think a podcast is kind of like independent talk radio, so to speak. Like I think it's the reincarnation of a dead medium from the past. Like I honestly don't know how many people are listening, but I don't think that Power 105 has a long run ahead of them. I don't think that Hot 97 has a long run ahead of them.
Correct.
I think they need to pivot into the podcast space because nobody's listening to FM radio. Like the way their content is being consumed, in my opinion, is online. It's after the fact. It's recorded episodes. Like who the hell is listening to FM radio on the way to work? Do you?
Nah, the Bluetooth is always
Do
coming
you do
on.
that shit? It's Bluetooth, it's aux, it's nobody's listening to that shit. Like, why would I listen to that with commercials I can't skip and shit?
And
Like,
it's funny that you say that because I will go on YouTube to watch like an old like Power 105 interview.
Of
that
course.
they did,
To
but
see
you'll
ba-
never catch me listening to 105.
to see the baby on there and he's like this. And to see
so happy he spilled it.
yeah, but that's a seltzer, which is
Someone
great.
beat me to it, bro.
So when you watch something like that, it's like you wanna go back and watch them. Like I ain't gonna say no more. Put some respect on my. I'm going back in time to see that shit. I ain't gonna say no more. Like that. Like that's the shit I'm going back to see. I'm not watching that shit live. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wonder if anyone did. You're right. No one really watched that whole thing. I think everyone just watched that. Yeah.
Dude, it was
Yeah,
hard.
stop
You had
playing
to,
with my name.
you had to
That's
catch it
everybody-
live.
Put some respect on my name.
You had to catch it live. Like when you're listening to radio, when you're talking about radio, like it's like if you didn't catch it live, it's like now you can run it back, or if you watch our stuff, you can rewind it. Like all this radio stuff, it's like it's here today, gone tomorrow. That's it.
Well, the thing is, though, is it all comes down to when you're a fan of a radio station or a podcast or a channel, it comes down to investment into a character. There's people that might really fuck with Roberto and not fuck with Justin and vice versa.
We get that in comments. We get that in comments
You
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying? So I think when it stems from a radio station and then it disperses into a podcast afterwards, they all doing their own thing. That's where the podcast gets more attention because I'd rather hear what Charlamagne has to say on Brilliant Idiots opposed to, am I going to listen to, left-wing fucking supported. Grandma said not to get into politics. Sorry, Grandma. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
it's
100%.
It's the investment
Yeah.
into a character you rock with and
Yeah.
you follow their trajectory. I'm
Yo,
not
let me
knowing
ask you:
words.
Do you like Soft White Underbelly?
Yeah.
Is that that's
So
my
interesting.
shit, bro.
But you're
it's
so
crazy
right.
that you did that.
There is no East Side. No jumper. There's no East Side.
What would you consider Gillian Wallow shit?
I mean, yeah.
What the fuck is that? Is that a podcast?
They're East Coast for sure.
Who's
it's
that?
a podcast for sure.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
So they are, but even Gillian Wallow, they're not. Is it fucked up if I say that they're big because they're on Barstool?
I think no. That's true. Almost. You
No,
know what I
because I like the characters on it. I like both of them. I really like Gilly is the one that's. See, I guess I don't like him that much. I don't know the names, but Gilly's the one that's a skinnier guy. They had the sun dye.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Gilly. Gilly, but Gilly himself, like Wallow is cool, but I'm there for Gilly.
There's Flagrant too. Flagrant's East Coast.
Yeah, Flagrant's East Coast,
Shout out to Spaz. Spaz says there's an up and coming podcast based out of New York, live every Tuesday night. You goddamn right, 7 p.m. every Tuesday night. But yeah, there's Flagrant, but even Flagrant kind of fell off to me. I'm not as big of an Andrew Schultz fan as I once was. I think he's kind of corny. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
You know what,
Yeah,
dude?
no, that's not my.
Marvin
thing.
Hagler said this, and it's hard to get up and go running in the morning when
When
you're
you
sleeping in silk sheets.
when you sleeping in silk sheets, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's a
He's
great
balling
quote.
now, bro. He's
Yeah.
balling now. He's doing
That's
his thing.
Conor McGregor's living at.
Bingo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So he but that podcast exists. It's huge. I don't know who else is and listen.
Shout out Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. That's my favorite.
Oh
comedian
yeah,
podcast.
that's an East Coast podcast too.
Yeah, they're great.
What about Mason Cam?
Oh, you know what?
I don't watch
It is,
it
it
enough,
is
bro.
what it is, right?
That
Yeah,
shit
I
is
fuck with
great.
that. I fuck with
That
that.
shit is
I fuck with
great,
that.
bro. It's just enough New York, but not too much New York, because too much New York is crazy. You know, when you see those viral videos of people doing stupid shit, you know, from New York, that's like crazy. I'm like, damn, why we all sound like we can't read and shit? I'm like, that shit is crazy. I'm like, we can't have that. But Cam is
Exhibit A.
just enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah,
When you
he's
see-
like retarded, but not really retarded at the same
Yeah,
time.
you know what I'm saying?
That's a
He's
fact.
at the
That's a
same
fact.
time without being like, nah, man, and
Yeah,
shit. I'm
that's
like,
a
yo,
fact.
come on, bro.
That's a
I'm like,
fact.
let's do a little
That
bit
is a
better.
fact.
Like, we know you're from New York. You ain't got to be like, nah, you ain't got to be like that.
Yeah, I
bro.
can see your Tim's ain't laced. But
Yeah.
even when I think about like Gilly Wallow or Cam and Mace, all these guys were previously incredibly successful in other fields. And I think that people look at podcasts and they say like, oh man, look at this guy. He's so big. Their podcast is great. It's like, wait, hold on. These guys didn't just make a fan base from podcasting. And I think that that's one of the hardest things to do is to do long form content, not have been previously famous from anywhere else, bring in no audience and curate an audience. I think that's why a lot of those West Coast shows are so successful. Soft White Underbelly. Like, we didn't know that guy, Mark. Nobody knew Mark before he did the show, or at least I didn't know Mark. You look at No Jumper and you look at Adam 22 or any of the people he has on there, like, some of them are musicians, but a lot of the biggest characters on there, nobody knew them before they were on there.
Lush is my favorite. I love Lush on there, bro. Lush is such a derelict kind of.
He's
dude,
100% a derelict dude. I knew Lush from the battle rap scene.
Oh,
but
word?
Yeah, I only knew him because I liked grungy shit like that when I was younger. But I didn't. When I seen him there, it was like he plays a different role. So, and I don't think he's bringing over his battle rap fans over there. But yeah, I fuck with Lush. But you look at House Phone. Like, House Phone wasn't famous before No Jumper.
Yeah,
you know?
and he's not famous after it.
Nah, people know who he is.
That's the thing.
He's
So
jumping
you
in
knew
that universe.
You knew who Lush was because you followed the battle rap scene.
Bingo.
I didn't, but now I love Lush. That's why it's cool to have certain characters that are from all different backgrounds and, on the show because, brings it together. That's the obvious.
No, you're
Is that how you
right.
fucked with Matt Papa? Is like from the battle rap thing, or like?
Yeah, that's how I knew he existed.
Yeah, that's how I knew he existed too. Yeah.
I fuck with my expert opinion a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think that any of these podcasts are bad by any means. They're all good podcasts. It just happens to be that a lot of them are pivots.
Yeah.
Did you guys stop watching podcasts as much when you guys started one?
I feel like that's all I watch. For the
Yeah,
most
I mean
part.
that's mostly, dude. Even when I'm
Not
at the
clips,
gym.
Podcasts.
No, even when I'm at the gym and I drive a lot for work and stuff, like, so when I'm at the gym or I'm driving, I don't listen to music as much as I used to. I listen to podcasts,
That's a
bro.
fact, bro.
I'll keep it a stack,
How crazy
bro.
is that?
I listen to podcasts in the gym, and if I listen to the right podcast, that shit, I'll get a harder workout than if I was listening to Eye of the Tiger, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. I'll go in if I'm listening to something like, if I'm listening to the right podcast, if it's like, I don't know, man. I'll keep it a stack. You know how I feel about my man.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm
Tom
listening,
G.
bro, if I'm listening to Andrew Tate on the right podcast, bro, I swear to God, I'll do more rounds on the bag than I ever did,
Bro,
bro.
because you can zone out and really get to it, type deal. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, bro.
I agree.
I was just telling him the other day that I re-listened to. Have you guys know who? You ever listened to Your Mom's House or?
That's what's his name?
It's Tom Segura and his
Segura.
wife.
Yeah.
Well, they had Andrew Tate on there, and it's the best Andrew Tate interview. If you guys haven't listened to it, go listen to it.
It's one of the
best.
greatest podcasts ever, that one episode.
It's so funny.
His introduction, I feel like, to most.
Bro, they let
Yeah.
him go off on that, and they played into the humor of it. Everybody else was trying to hold this guy to facts and shit and trying to try. I'm like, this guy is joking. This is all hyperbole. Like, you can tell. If you know anything about human dynamics and you understand, like, emotional intelligence and reactions to things, you can read that this guy is joking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Can't,
saying?
though.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I love about having a comedy platform. And again, a lot of people aren't going to understand that, but it's the fact that we're just joking.
Yeah.
Like Roberto said the N word about 7 different times before the camera came on. But we
Yeah.
all knew it was a joke, except for when he said the ER at the end.
Yeah, well, you know what? When I really mean it, that's how I say it. But people don't differentiate the difference between like somebody like satire and it's like that's his whole thing. And you get more clips from people hating you. You get more clicks from people hating you than you get from people loving you. So he did the right thing. That's why we're all 100%. Think about all the comments you get. More, at least the comments that we get way more negative stuff than positive stuff.
If I got $1 for every time somebody said, take this guy's mic away, Like they're like, this is why not everybody has to have a podcast. It's fucking idiot.
Yeah, dude.
You
All
know,
the
see
time.
that on your page?
Are you
yeah,
kidding
bro.
me? Oh, dude.
We get that shit all the time.
We
And
post
then-
on every single platform. So there's like, there's,
Dude, we
Oh,
get
that's why- okay.
it's like across the spectrum, and there's certain platforms that are more they're more like kind of venomous than other ones, and it's like sometimes people just say crazy shit, and I'm like,
what's the craziest platform that you guys get
in terms of
feedback
people
from?
like hating on us and
Yeah.
shit, I'll probably say YouTube.
YouTube is definitely haters.
Probably YouTube.
Instagram is people showing love. YouTube, it's people that just want to. Nobody types, "Hey, great job." They just thumbs it up, maybe subscribe, and keep it pushing. The people who are infuriated by the fact that we won't like identify them the way they want to be identified, like they'll like write in it. Not even stuff like that because we really don't even try to touch stuff like that. But like people who just they don't like our opinion. They'll call us dumb. They'll say like, dude, YouTube undoubtedly the meanest comments.
Yeah, and yo, it's to the point, bro. I'll keep it a stack with you. He hides some of them from me.
Yeah,
because I be
he
wanting
don't.
to find people, bro.
Yeah, he don't. He stays away from them, and I like him. If people say something mean to me, I like the comment. I'll heart it. I leave everything else unhearted. If
Now
you
I
say
just
something-
troll people.
If you say something
Not troll them.
disrespectful,
If you see my shit on Instagram
You
and
wild
shit,
out of threads, dog. I've been wanting to say that. I forgot you handle your threads.
yeah.
You're
sometimes.
a fucking menace. You're a criminal on threads, bro. Like someone needs to delete this man's thread, bro. Like for real. Keep his Instagram, ban the threads. This man will fucking go on like this lady. This lady just had a baby. She's just taking care of her, and you know she's doing laundry at home. And she's like, "Oh my god, you know Kamala Harris," and he just fucking goes in on these people.
Yeah,
bro.
100%.
Like Justin, I'm like, bro, you chose. It's 6:15 in the morning, and you're telling this bitch to go eat a dick. Like this is crazy.
my
Yo,
phone
that's when I have the
sometimes-
time.
Dude, my phone will just ring nonstop. I'll open it up, and I'm not even exaggerating. Justin has like many comments with thousands of likes.
I'm gonna pull up some of the threads while you guys. Are talking.
Justin has some comments with thousands of likes, and I'm just like, this is a crazy take, but
Yo, a lot of people are like that though. Like some people really just let it fly and they don't give a fuck.
It's bro. Sometimes I just can't help it. I'm like, yo, why are you in the road with your bicycle? Get out the road.
Justin is taking advantage of the fact that he knows he doesn't give a fuck about threads, so he wiles out. These are intrusive thoughts he has for sure.
Oh shit, yo, what are you about to read?
I think
I don't think it's that crazy. We'll see. It might not
I'm
always
trying to
be
get
me.
to it.
There's
I don't know
other
how to work
people.
an iPhone, dude. I'm
We
new
got
to
like
this.
4 people that handle our social media.
yeah, there is a bunch of people on our social media, but I do think it's
It's the replies. That's
Okay, it's the
problem.
replies.
Oh,
All right.
which comes from you.
Okay.
well, you read it first, and then we'll tell you who it came from.
All right, continue. I got you guys. I'm gonna get the best.
But yeah, it's but that's why people also come to your show, right? That genuineness. People like the same way Justin is on Instagram. You're gonna get a different version of Justin on Instagram than you're gonna get on the podcast. And I think that it's because I don't know what it is, but it's like I think that maybe it's a
I intermittent fast in the morning.
yeah. and
So I'm
grumpy.
hangry.
He's a grumpy motherfucker,
Yeah.
and this is how he takes his dick. You know what? You should have to read your own comments. Here you go.
What's
Let
it
me
say?
see. What
Read
is
that-
this?
Read that one right
Read
there.
it the way you said it,
All right, so
and give us context.
I remember this one. So I don't even know what I said. But some chick is on here. She posts chicken nuggets with like some kind of like dust ball in it. And she says, "I'm so glad I checked my son's food before giving it to him. McDonald's in San Diego, store in Linda Vista is so foul for this. And I hate when you tell them you want a refund and they still offer to remake. Nah, refund." So she shows a picture of these chicken nuggets with this like dust ball in it or whatever it is. So somebody from the Masters and None account types, "That dusty hairball is the closest thing to food in this box. Wasting your third baby daddy child support on trash food. Shaking my head."
What time was that posted?
That was posted.
5:15 in the morning.
Was it?
That's
Damn.
so funny, dude.
Damn, I
I'll
can't
find
believe
other
who
ones.
runs that.
Yeah,
that's
whoever
crazy.
wrote that from our page.
Should be fired from his dentist job.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's very funny. However,
Yeah.
it's not the stance that we take on single mothers.
But I guarantee it's accurate. Whoever wrote that, I could predict that that's accurate.
Probably not far
I'm
off.
saying not
Yeah.
far off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not far off.
I need a refund after I ate all of it.
Yeah, after I picked that dust ball out. And then I just had, I fed it to my kid anyway.
What's your opinion on finding
Imagine
things?
your girl is thirst trapping for all the attention of men online.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, dude, you know who that was? I know that post.
Not Justin.
That was Nina Drama.
Oh,
Out here fine as hell with a man and doing this, doing these thirst trap posts. Why are you doing that?
She has to do that because she works in a male-dominated.
I don't care what it
Dana
is.
will get her whacked, bro. If she
What's
doesn't-
that?
Dana will get her killed if she doesn't do what he says. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, he'll at least slap her like he did his wife.
Show him off too. Stop it.
Dude, but the thing is that she's putting on like that's an optical illusion. Because like she ain't got a body like that. That's a lot of like angles and like.
And there's a lot of
friction.
arm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like this going on in that. Cause she ain't got much going on. You know?
I got fire tits if I do that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not a tick guy, honestly.
Well, she ain't got that either. That's for sure.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
That's a hundo.
LMAO, you are so full of shit. Where can I buy your course? Like,
Oh, yeah, that's because somebody's on there talking all this shit about investing in shit like he knows shit. Come
Yeah.
on, bro. You ain't doing shit,
I want
bro.
whoever is putting these comments from our account
Yeah.
to know that we support them.
Listen,
Continue posting. You're in our heads. It's almost as if you're one of us.
there was two guys fighting, and like no one landed a punch. He's like nobody was hurt in making this film.
you can see all those?
I love it. You're like, honestly, I'm your biggest fan on Threads, bro. I swear to God.
Dude, I didn't even know you could like dig through people's comments like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
hilarious,
you
bro.
You go on their page and click replies, and you can see all the.
Oh my
Rude
God.
and ghetto as fuck. Get the fuck out of here and tell every ghetto bitch you know that you ain't welcome here. It was a Waffle House fight. Shout out that guy.
All right.
That
All
guy's
right.
the man,
Yo,
dude.
come on, bro. It's like, stop acting that way, man.
There be some crazy activities happening inside Waffle Houses.
Yeah.
Bro, Waffle Houses, you got to be a purple belt to work at Waffle House.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Straight up, you got to be a purple belt, or you have to win one local regional title.
Yes.
Like that's it. That's what it has to be, bro.
Speaking of Connor Mullen, shout out you winning gold this week.
Shout out to him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Winning
shout out to
gold.
Connor.
Shout out to
Winning.
like prepared
Big
and
shout out.
executed
With some
beautifully.
subs too, bro.
Yeah.
That omoplata
Both-
defense was solid,
both
bro.
finishing. Connor No Mercy Mullen, they call him.
When you get finishes in competition, it's so much. It's even crazier. Winning by points is always nice. As a win is a win. But when you get wins by subs, it's like it makes you. It's if you sub everybody, it's like, man, maybe I don't belong amongst these guys. Maybe I belong amongst the other guys. You know, step me up, coach.
Yeah, but you know how it goes though. Some days you hit a hammer, some days you hit a nail, bro.
Yeah, but
it's
this
that
day,
way.
he was the hammer.
Yeah,
That was his
Pulled the
first one.
hammer out.
that was his
Good for
first
him.
competition.
Yeah.
Good for him, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's
I'm
big,
very,
man.
very proud
That's
of him,
big,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
With the adrenaline dump and all that, and still doing it.
And you're so right, because 90% of the shit you learn goes out the window.
Oh, it goes
when
out the
fucking-
window, bro. You know,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson said it best, man. He said everybody got a plan until they get hit.
Punch in the face.
I'll tell you, I
Till you
am
get punched, bro.
a Pride bronze medalist. All right,
Yeah.
and what I've seen in his videos as a bronze medalist, you know what I'm saying? I liked it.
Cool,
Yeah.
man.
Nah, shit was
Fuck
solid,
yeah.
man.
No, I didn't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Alberto
you-
does his thing.
You ever did any tournaments or?
No, I never competed. He's competed, not me.
But Justin's been training forever.
Yeah, but I don't compete. I just like to go,
What belt
get in
do
at
you?
the gym. I'm still a blue belt, two
That's
stripe.
cool though.
Yeah, it's
About
cool,
you?
man.
Same.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
you
blue
are.
belt.
Yo,
too,
so
yeah.
how do you guys feel like being that you train and work out and shit like that? For, like on the street, do you feel like you're just wrecking somebody's day, or is it not like? I'm dead, yo, because when I watched him with that armbar, I was like, all right, if I were ever fight Dylan, I can't fight him the way I would fight somebody else.
You think of
I'm
like
gonna shoot him.
anything else you do, right? If you play chess, I'm not saying I would whoop anybody. I don't want any problems in the streets. But if I play chess 4 days a week and you don't, when we play chess, it's not going to be fun for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If I know what you're gonna do in the instance, it's a lot easier to use that against you.
Yeah.
You got somebody who
saying it
fights,
correctly.
like who fought 10 years ago, who fought one time 10 years ago, and you got people who fight every single day or fight 4 days a week.
Right.
Yeah.
We did 9 rounds last night. It's like, it's
Yeah.
not, it's,
We did 9 6-minute rounds after like
Impressive.
30 minutes of drilling.
So-
so it's like, but at the same time, I'm also very aware that a street fight is not the same thing.
yeah, exactly.
I respect this street fight concept. I understand there's more people. I understand there's a lot of variables. I understand there's concrete, no mats. I understand there's curbs. I understand there's vehicles. I understand there's weapons. You know, so I would never want to be in a confrontation in the street because shit just gets nasty.
And talk about the difference between violence and being able to inflict harm.
I mean, there's a real difference, I think, in people's mentality. There are some people that are, you know, trained, like somebody that's capable of defending themselves, but then there's just other people that just want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And people that just want to hurt you, it's a different thing. These people will pick up a brick, you know, they'll pick up, you know, they'll pull a knife, they'll pull a gun, you know, there's different things. So that's why I don't ever condone or advise anybody to get into a fight. I don't care what you know. I don't care if you're Max Holloway. I don't care if you're Francis Ngannou. I don't advise you to be going, you know, outside a bar on a sidewalk and start throwing bombs at some guy you never seen before because you don't know what that guy has. They're crazy. I just saw a video online the other day of this big dude, muscular dude. He was in shape and he was young. He looked like he played sports forever and he lifts. He looked like a big dude. And, you know, he was big. He had like short, like, you know, kind of those shorts that show your quads and shit. He, you know, like one of them dudes that's so big, he dresses to let you know how big he is. You know, this dude was on the sidewalk and he was fighting this skinny little like fiend dude that was in a wife beater. You know, dude was skinny as hell. And this guy, let's say the fiend is like, I call him a fiend. I don't know if he's a fiend, but he gave me fiend vibes.
Right.
So he's sitting on his ass on the sidewalk, and this big dude, like he's sitting down between this big dude's like legs and looking that way. And the dude's hitting him. So I don't know how they got down there. Somehow they must have been scuffling. He got the guy down. As he's hitting him, this smaller dude, you sent me the video. This smaller, skinny dude pulls a knife out.
Oh, I see.
And you don't see him pull a knife. And he rips this dude across his thigh in the middle of this fight where this big dude doesn't even know he's cut. And then the little guy like scrambles away and this dude's leg is just leaking. And this dude is trying to stop it. Like he probably sliced his femoral artery. He probably killed that guy. Like it's not on video because the video cuts off when the guy is walking away and realizes he's bleeding. He kind of starts grabbing himself. But dude, I know the anatomy that's in that leg. And sometimes you're better off getting shot in the ribs than you are getting ripped across the thigh. Like that
I got shot right above my knee.
Dude, and they probably told you you'd have been better off taking one in the shoulder.
Bro,
right?
I bled for like after I got shot, I went to Southside and I bled for like 4 days after that.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, the femoral artery, that shit,
4
man.
days?
4 days.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yep.
What about the story with what was that? Who's the Brazilian guy in the nightclub?
Oh, Leandro Lowe. Leandro Lowe. I don't know if are you familiar with Leandro Lowe? He's like a legend, you know, and he was in a Brazilian club and he was with his boys and stuff and they were drinking and some dude came over who turned out to be an off-duty cop, came over and like tried to allegedly drink out of the bottle from their section. He like took the bottle and was trying to drink it. And Leandro Lowe is a world-renowned black belt. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, like legend, huge guy. He's just killer. He ends up taking this guy down, like subduing him and stuff like that, getting the bottle back, didn't hit him or anything, as you know, according to people that saw it. He takes the bottle, goes back to his section. As he's walking away, this dude pulls a gun and shoots him in the head and kills him. Right there, killed a legendary black belt because he took him down and, you know, and just held him. And when you ever train with these guys that really train, you understand that you really don't know shit. Like there are guys I've trained with that can have their way with me any way they want, and I could do nothing about it. You know, so this dude must have felt some kind of inferiority or some kind of way about what just happened to him. And in that moment, his ego got to him, and he was strapped. And
not ego,
you know,
not ego. And it doesn't have to be ego. It could be also instances where you've seen things happen. So St. Patty's Day parade. Do you guys ever see that story?
Yeah, where you got hit by the car?
Yeah, but it's deeper than that.
Who got hit by a car? You did?
I got dragged.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Dragged. I didn't even know. I got dragged. I thought I got clipped. And I guess when I woke up, the car was inside the bank that ran me over because my boy Lewis jumped to the window, fucking, you know, had him crash into Bethpage Bank. But when I woke up, I thought I got clipped. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but before that, I seen my boy Lewis's ear get sliced with a knife and all that. And when I ran over to the bank to see if he was all right, you know, they subdued the guy. His ear is just hanging by a lobe. And but what I'm trying to say is people could be fearing for their lives. If I see my boy get killed before, and now you're overpowering me from a situation where I might not even started or initiated, if I feel the need to protect my life and do that because of the things I've seen, those things happen. So that's why it's best. And I think most people that train walk away.
Yeah.
I think most people that train or have seen things walk away as much as they can. But then there's people that are in fear for their life and seen things and do what they need to do to protect themselves. So it's a weird situation.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
why
You're
it's
right.
best to fucking walk away. Put the ego to the side.
Yeah, dude, walk
You're not
away.
a bitch, dog. You're not a bitch. Listen, you know what? If your girl is fucking egging you on, fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, fuck that girl. You know, like
Yeah, don't get your shit rocked for.
Even if you win, dude,
I'm not worried about getting rocked.
Even if you win, dude, you hit a guy and you knock him out and he hits the fucking floor and
You're hitting the
dies,
earth, bro.
dude.
Your head just hit the
That's
earth. You're
manslaughter
done.
charge, bro.
If you kill
It's
somebody by
manslaughter.
mistake,
or
dude,
murder.
Manslaughter
it's
charge.
never.
race you are.
It's never really worth it. So like to go back, I would avoid anything at all times. I don't need to.
At this point, yes, unless you know you can't. But usually, people that train are the only people that I don't know. It's weird. It's a double-edged sword. You know, I don't recommend violence.
Yeah, I
don't
agree,
recommend
man.
it.
I think it's crazy because you never know who you're dealing with, man. People are really crazy out there, man, and it's really not worth it. So that's kind of my look on it. I'd rather just get out of there.
We
You know
all
what I'm
need to
saying?
be at peace, man. Listen, you know what? I pray to God that it's April, bro. It's a new month of the year of 2025. I pray that everyone has peace, bro. Everyone can find peace.
I like that.
And everyone could find what they need to succeed in their goals. You know?
Yeah, it's just
Leave
good
all the
vibes,
fuckery
man.
behind. That's all I say.
It's good. That's a shit.
Shit. Yo, and I gotta say, man, before this shit ends, I don't know if you guys are gonna end. I don't know how this shit works, but I gotta thank both of you guys because both of you guys, before the podcast was even out, and then when I put my first episode out, which was like 7 minutes, both you guys showed major support and gave me major advice, and that's been stuck in my heart forever. And the fact that it's April 1st and it's the anniversary of the pod, it's been a joke since the beginning. But yeah, man, it's cool to have this moment with you guys and be able to record with y'all, man.
Yeah, of course, man.
I
Thank
get
you
all
for coming.
sentimental and gay about it, but like,
Yeah, no, you should give us hand jobs afterwards. We
real.
appreciate
that's
it.
not a problem, dude. I would have done before and
We
after.
appreciate it.
Yo,
That
yo.
dap was the feet. Your hands are a little softer than I expected.
That's what it is, dude.
play.
I got calluses, bro. I believe it.
I think that goes into what we were saying earlier with like, you know, we just want to put everybody, not even put everybody on because we haven't even put ourselves on, so I don't think we can put anybody else on. But you know, being open-minded when you're being a creative and being open-minded to the people around you, we ain't gonna lose by helping you out. Your success has nothing to do with our demise or success.
Basically said we ain't got nothing to lose, but everything to gain.
Nah. He means like
No,
we're
I'm
trying
fucking
to
around.
laterally give anybody a platform that
this.
wants a platform. Anybody that's trying to do something, bro, I'm in favor of. I don't care what it is. If somebody's trying to make music, if somebody's trying to write a book, if somebody's trying to start a dog grooming business, or you know, we've had
I've seen
barbers
you had a
on here.
variety of people on
Yeah,
here.
we've
But
had
if your
people on
album's
with
trash, we're gonna let you know about it.
yeah, facts.
If you're Playboy Cardi,
I don't think you will, dude.
if you're Playboy Cardi and you come on here, my boy's gonna tell you he didn't like your album.
What's your goal?
My goal
Both
or
of
our
y'all.
goals for the podcast. I mean, our goal is to really just be able to continue. You okay? Be able to continue doing what we love to do. Like we love to give people a platform because in this realm of like the creative space, we're able to offer value to people. I mean, we may not have the biggest community, we may not have the biggest audience, but we have somewhat of a platform that I think we can share with people, and we can give them kind of an opportunity to spread the word for whatever, if they're working on a project or they're working on something, which is something different. Like when I, you know, making music, or I also do video and photography, it's when I do these things, it's a very specific skill that somebody needs a video, somebody needs a photo, or somebody needs music. But on this platform, everybody needs to talk to the people, you know? So whether you're, you know, a chef or you're, you know, we had the dude from the from the chopped cheese truck. We had like a food dude on here. We had a sports announcer from Tampa on here.
Personal trainers.
We've had personal trainers, exactly. Videographers,
master beer brewers.
Yeah, exactly. We had a brewmaster on here. We had we had people on here that owned a boat chartering company. So we just want people to be able to get their message out and to be able to get their product out. And if they're local, we're 10 times, 100 times more down.
Is it mostly all Long Island stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro.
It's
That's
local
100%.
people.
It's all
It's
local.
local people because, everybody wants to do the New York City thing. They want to do the LA thing, the Atlanta thing, the Miami thing. Long Island is really where it's at. And I think that people really need to know what Long Island is capable of producing. We have a lot. We have, beautiful beaches. We got all different kinds of people. We got
Don't lie to
everything
the
here,
public,
bro.
dude. We ain't got no beautiful beaches.
Bro,
out here,
sleep
dude.
on it, bro. Robert Moses is like one of the top 20
Bring
beaches in the
sneakers if you want to go to the beach. So you don't.
If you're on the
fucking-
North Shore, bring sneakers. But if you're on the South Shore, they got sand.
Well, they also got
Right.
needles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to be
Sometimes.
careful. You know
I
what I'm
also
saying?
think that we're
But,
spoiled because we
you know what
live
I'm
here,
saying?
so you don't know it. But if you live somewhere else, you would be like people come
Right.
to our beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
some people only have like a
Facts.
fucking like little lake or something that they
Yeah,
go to
people
or,
come
you know what I mean?
here.
Yeah, like
And there's
Kilo,
talent here,
his
bro.
bum ass would love this shit out here.
There's talent here. Think about how many podcasts we talked about, whether everything's been perfect with you guys and these other podcasts. There's a lot of people here that are trying to do things. And I think that if we just up our local, first of all, we got to up quality. People need to up quality. We need to up audio. We need to up video. We need to do things. We need to be able to compete. So if we can compete and we can create a product that is similar to what other people are doing in other places and succeeding, why can't we succeed too?
Brother, we need
know what
more
I'm saying?
people like you guys.
That's
Like for real. That was beautiful, man.
No, I'm serious, man. It's even artists. Like we had like Rabs we had on Friday. We listened to his project. His project is good music, bro. It's a good project, and he was here talking about it and stuff. Like his project deserves to be heard. Those chopped cheeses that homie brought us that time and we ate them. We got review videos on our Instagram. Like we got an episode with him. That food was delicious, and he deserves to have people go and eat his food. The brewmaster that we know from Ghost Brewery, he came through and explained his process of making certain beers and IPAs and like really, really complex flavor profiles and stuff. He comes from being a chef, and then he pivoted into beer. So it's like people did. This is one of them right here. That's the chai beer.
Yep.
This guy has a beer that tastes like chai. You know what I'm saying? This guy's,
Boom, put it
like
up.
that shit is bomb. It's good, man. And
Tonight's episode was
that's the only beer I ever was able to get Berto to drink.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Berto drank it and was like, this is bomb. And it tastes like chai. And it's also got a decent alcohol content. It's a different take on beer.
Amber ale, fruity
Yeah.
chai tea, vanilla beans, and lactose.
Yeah, bro.
Facts.
So like
Is lactose milk?
it's a component of it.
It's somebody's milk.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so I just appreciate giving people an opportunity. And you guys, we love what you guys are doing, and we appreciate and respect what you guys are doing. And that's why it makes no sense to not have you on. Like you guys deserve to be on here. You guys are working and you guys are doing what it takes. And we know this shit is not easy.
Not
if
easy.
it comes to a podcast space, we know for sure 100% that this is not easy. So if you're doing it, and we always rocked with you guys, man. And that's it, bro.
And that's why this is an honor to celebrate our anniversary with you guys, Joe. Because
We're honored to have you here on that day, man.
Facts.
You guys, we want to have you guys on. The thing is, our studio is small, so we'll probably record outside, as long as you guys don't mind.
When it gets warm, dude, we'll do it.
Bro, when you see
Yeah,
what we got going, you guys
Dominican,
are gonna
dog.
love
You
it.
ain't going nowhere.
You guys are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially for the outside thing,
think
you
they
guys are
we
gonna
have a
love it.
Mortal Kombat machine.
I seen that. It's not a Super Mario Kart machine. Speaking of funny comments.
Yeah, we got some retarded followers.
But so real quick, because we're
Please, I have
approaching
all
the
time in
end.
world. Yeah, do you think?
Where can everybody find you? It's YouTube, Instagram. What is the
Okay, I'm glad you asked that.
spell it out for them?
Okay.
And we're gonna put it in the description
put it in
as
the
well,
description and
so
everything.
it'll be clickable.
Funny. Thank you.
Yeah.
Funny thing about that is one time I got on Sirius XM Shade 45, right? And I'm cool with the guy Rude Jude, who just recently got kicked off the radio station, and he follows the podcast, and I was able to get on there and talk to him. And the day I was on there and talking to him, he was like, "Yo, can you spell it out for the audience?" And I'm like, DERE.
Oh my god,
It's on YouTube. You can listen to it. I'm like, I said DER. Licked. It's just look it up, dude. Like, it's so
Bro, I'll be
bad.
honest, it's spelled
Shout out
different than
Rude
I
Jude.
thought. The word derelicts, it's like derelicts.
Oh, and I have one
Which
more
is
thing
tricky.
to say. Fuck you to the guy who. Okay, we have an imposter, someone with major imposter syndrome. This guy named his podcast the Derelicts Podcast, just like us. He tries to follow the concept of our podcast. Now, I may sound crazy. Am I schizophrenic? Sure. But it does not matter. It's the fact that this motherfucker started a year and a half after us, was following the podcast, and then started a podcast called Derelicts. Not the sci-fi one. Sci-fi one has been out forever. It's called Derelict. Yeah, whatever. It has nothing to do with us. But that being said, this motherfucker copied us, and he tries to interview derelicts, which all they really are is just the guy at his local gas station or 7-Eleven or ShopRite that has a crazy story, is pushing carts outside, and that's all it is. But you're not low, dog. You're not low, and all the followers you got, you bought. Let's be real. And bro, your channel is about to end soon, dog. So until I get an apology, I promise you, the army we have behind us is fucking crazy. And Coco, I love you now, but ask Coco, because where's his account? Where's his next account? Where's the one after that? Oh, he's on his 5th account now. Or 6th? 5th. And I love you, Coco. So all with due respect. Bro, and it's not, I don't have no control of it. I have no control of it. I'll tell you right now, it's over for you, Johnny. So please, put your fucking apology out there. That's all I'm saying.
I will say, one of the best things you could do for people like that is to simply succeed. Because when you flood the internet with nothing but your shit, and every time people look up your stuff and they don't find their stuff, eventually he's going to say, I have to change
They
my
don't
name.
find my shit. That's the problem. Fuck you, dude. How about that? You're doing me better than me. I don't like that, dude. I'm telling you right now, Johnny, you're out of here. Give me an apology and maybe like $40 and we'll call it good. But other than that, it's
We
over
want
for you.
60.
60. We want 60.
Now, just listen. What you got to do is just keep winning, keep making content, keep on putting it out,
trying.
and you'll
It's
start
not
crushing
working.
them. Now, you'll start crushing them on the SEO. Trust me. In the long run, like not for nothing. Like I'll say it. We had somebody that had our podcast name. There's quite a few podcasts with our name prior to our starting, but these are all podcasts that made 10 episodes and never did nothing else. Right. They did little shit here and there and never did nothing else. We actually got confronted by a couple people defending one of these podcasts and being like, oh, they've been doing this for 10 years, blah, blah, blah. I know they were ghost or bot accounts by one of these guys that's on this shit. And they make no content. They do nothing. And I'm like, what do you think? You're just going to sit on this? Like, we talk about different stuff. They literally have nothing. If you look at their videos, the videos that are on their page none of them are related to each other. It's all nonsense. They're from like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
It's not the case. He's killing it. He's making bad episodes, interviewing a lot of people. Change your fucking name, or else I swear to God, can you just pull up to your house with a fucking paintball gun and gonna light up your great granny? It's over for you, Johnny. I promise you.
He's kidding.
You.
allegedly.
Your social security number's in jeopardy. Stop it while you can. I have no control of it.
What's
He's
the
not
word?
lying.
Where's he from?
The oven's on.
No.
What are you supposed to say?
My safe word's cranberry. It says
Cranberry.
I gotta chill out.
Cranberry.
Got it. Fuck you. Fuck you, dog. Fuck you, son. I promise you, dog.
Is he from New York?
I don't know. No.
We gotta find a gas
Cranberry,
station for this guy.
cranberry.
Yeah.
We'll find out. I'll tell you, we'll find out. I can't say much right now, other than that he is the Derelicts Podcast. You're not a fucking derelict, dog. But yeah.
You never taken a fucking gas station dick pill.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You never
got shot serving an ounce of coke.
Hell
That's
yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
offending.
You've never got caught by your probation officer beating your dick with a VR helmet on.
Yo,
Stop
bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, when you drop the shit like this, I died, bro. I fucking was over
That's
here
gonna be a
dying.
sick clip.
Bro. Hey, yo, it was incredible,
The only
bro.
reason I knew he was there is because his business card was left behind.
Oh my god.
And on his lap.
This shit's insane, bro.
Stood up and business
in the hole of my
card fell
dick, yeah.
down.
Yo, plot twist. He beat off to watching you beat and you didn't even know.
That's it for me, Johnny. Yo, this is great, dude.
That's it. Jay, pull us out of here. Well, real quick,
No, I
where
know,
are they finding you? The Instagram is
It's Instagram Derelicts Podcast, and YouTube is Derelicts Podcast. That's it.
Perfect.
We are going to Rumble. Rumble is going to be the new move for us.
listen, we're live on Rumble right now. Listen, you can find them rumble.com/Derelicts Podcast.
Yes, or
what
Derelicts
I'm saying.
Media, one or the other.
Much love to
don't
you
know.
guys, deadass.
Perfect, man.
Hey, yo, I love you guys. All the supporters. It's our anniversary. It's 3 years. man, I can't tell you enough without being gay about it how much I love you guys, because it just what keeps me pushing. So thank
For
you
sure.
guys.
And quick, guys, everybody that follows us that does not follow the Derelicts podcast, make sure you guys follow them, subscribe to their channel, hit the notification bell, and a thumbs up on the way out of the video. And if you're a Derelicts podcast follower or a subscriber, what should they do?
Everyone needs to fucking
Pull up to the Masters
hop
of
on
None,
Masters
please.
of None. No,
ASAP,
no,
now.
yeah, dude. Talk all that shit.
Now.
Talk shit about
Now.
Justin's bald head.
Now.
Talk shit about fucking Roberto being Dominican. And honestly, it's funny, the irony thing of this, Dominicans hate Puerto Ricans. That's the best part of all this. You guys hate each other. You guys are supposed to. Say I'm wrong. Say I'm lying.
No, I'm not
Now we
saying-
love
Say
each
your
other.
dad has never said one bad thing about a Puerto Rican. Go ahead, lie to me.
So here's the
Bro,
thing.
here's the plot twist. You
You want
ready?
the plot twist?
Here's the plot twist. You ready?
Thank you.
Are you ready for the plot twist? Go.
My dad is Puerto Rican,
And his mom is?
Dominican.
Bang.
And my dad loves to talk shit
they
about
hate each other.
Dominicans. My dad loves it. When my dad's the most upset, and then we're getting the fuck out of here. But when my dad really wants to violate me, what he believes is going to hurt me the most, when he wants to say something very hateful, you're not even fucking Puerto Rican. That's what he'll say to me. When my dad is pissed off at me, he will say to me, I'm not even kidding you. and my dad would say to me, you're not even fucking Puerto Rican. You're Dominican, just like your mother. That's what he would say to me. And he believes
Exhibit
that
A.
that's the most hurtful thing to say to
Yes.
me. Like when he's saying that, he's had already insulted me saying way worse things.
Is
But
it when
That's
you're
the
being
mic drop.
lazy? Is it when you're being lazy he says that?
no, wait, well, that's interesting that you think that.
Every Dominican thinks Puerto Ricans are lazy. Lie to me. Say I'm wrong.
The Caribbean in general, we're not you know, when you look at the Caribbean in general, it's like, and then you look at like other Latin America, we might not be working as hard as some of them. You know what I'm saying?
Half of you.
Some of them.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's a. It's just like you know what? So I'll give you another thing. The Puerto Ricans might say it about the Dominicans, and the Dominicans say it about the Haitians, and the Haitians will say it about these guys
Don't
and
let
that
Haitians
guys.
into this, bro. No, Haitians be getting enough slack about this, bro.
That's the thing. But listen, I used to have a joke about this about all the Dominicans hate the Haitians because they come into the Dominican Republic and they take the jobs, and all the Puerto Ricans hate the Dominicans because they come into Puerto Rico and don't do anything.
So
I don't think
in
Dominicans.
conclusion-
I don't know if Dominicans are lazy. Look at our baseball. Look, we wouldn't even have baseball.
I got him.
They'd have
I got him,
smaller
bro.
stadiums.
I got him,
They would
dude.
have smaller stadiums if it wasn't for Dominicans.
That's a fact.
You know why they make them bigger?
You're fucking Jamaican. What do you
Because
know?
these guys keep cracking the fucking ball out of the park.
All right.
They don't even you know. Americans
They'd rather
I mean-
play around than work.
But Puerto Ricans are good at baseball too. You're not gonna have me malign my people.
No.
Yeah. Come on.
I almost divide
Look
and
at
conquer.
he's trying to
baby.
split the family up. You see what I'm saying?
Art of war.
I am. I'm a culmination of both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man.
Which one's your best side?
I don't know. And you know what? My family's super weird because my mother grew up in Puerto Rico for a long time. So I got a lot of like, and also like when you look at like what the internet shows and like what the real culture of people are, like when you look at like the Dominicans on Instagram, when you look at all these viral things, my family doesn't talk like that. Like there's a different like it's like
what?
subcultures. Like it's just like in English, there's like when. All right, perfect example. Imagine somebody from England thought that everybody in America was like the people who fight in the Atlanta Waffle Houses. It's just
Right,
what goes
right,
viral
right,
online.
right.
Like not all, and I don't think that you think this either. But like that's just what becomes viral, not necessarily what the accurate perception of like that culture is.
Your dad insults you by calling you Puerto Rican.
By saying that I'm not Puerto Rican.
I'm sorry, vice versa. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he'll try to take that away from me because he's upset with whatever I'm doing at the time.
It's very Dominican of you.
Hey, listen, man.
Yeah, but my dad he's not he can't be the guy who says it, he's not the guy who has the ability to say that this culture is better than that culture.
Man, I got him going right now.
Yeah, bro, you got him going. Look, his leg is shaking and shit.
Yeah, dude.
He's got a
Justin,
lot
pull
going
us out
on.
of here, Justin.
You're
Pull
kicking
us
up
out
some
of here,
trauma,
Justin.
bro. You're
Pull
kicking
us
up
out
some
of here.
trauma and shit.
Get us out of
We're
here.
gonna get us out of here.
Which
So
side's
Masters
better?
of None podcast,
243.
episode 243. Thank you guys, everybody that tuned in. Make sure that if you are a subscriber to the Masters of None channel, you subscribe to the Derelicts channel, the Derelicts podcast. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and all platforms. And if you're a Derelicts subscriber, make sure that you guys come and check out the Masters of None podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that you never miss an episode, and make sure you guys stay tuned because we got some other great guests coming up. So shout out to the Derelicts podcast for coming through. Dylan,
Justin,
Noah,
always a pleasure.
Appreciate you, broski.
My
Okay,
man.
man. Thank you guys for
Yo, thank you guys for coming through, man. And that's what we got, guys. Make sure that you guys check us out.
Ba, 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 ba.